of their interaction with the same esports psychologist that helped old OG during TI9, and they've had talks with her as well, and she's been helping the team along, and they all have said good things.
Yeah, that's honestly big. Her stock is like insanely high after winning 2 TIs from
winning
OG.
2 TIs, the Astralis CS:GO run, pretty good too.
Yeah, pretty insane.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think for Boom right now. The last time that they played this lineup, they had Razor themselves, a semi-core. But I'm trying to think, like, this Winter Wyvern is somewhat unanswered for right now because you're relying on the TA to find and blow up with like a quick meld strike hit, or the Mars to Arena find the Wyvern to get the initiation off. Because if Wyvern's uncontested on the back, getting the cold embrace, being able to reset the fights, Boom might just struggle. So
yeah, I think it's definitely struggle city against Wyvern right now. You've I mean, Mars is your best.
Like, the other thing they could do is just complete curveball. First time, I don't think your Purge played mid coddle, but you just like throw hit that on mid, some like quick Dagon timing. You just put the TA carry,
OG
whatever.
Just did the exact same thing.
Exactly. So maybe based on like just the research, they just kind of surprise OG with a left field, but we'll see. They are taking. They got 20 seconds left on this pick. Who's Mushi looking towards? Like he's looking to his right.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right.
Well, that's a backline jump from Wyvern.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
Nice cloud.
Yeah. That's a great pick.
The only thing I feel like Boom might be lacking is Disable.
They're going to rely on
problem?
it's overgrowth in Arena, and then it's the fact that when they get onto a hero, that hero probably will be dead from the double jump, right? Of course, cold embrace. I think for Boom, it's mainly Ricky needs to have like nice laning phase, and every item puts the team in a forward position of looking for that fight, looking for the kind of take that kind of engagement. Because if they don't, then OG can get tanky really quickly, quick BKBs, you brush off that diffusal from Ricky, you just kind of run through Boom. So it's a really fun pick for sure.
I have to say something. I can't let this sit for Amar. I could not recognize which one of these players was Amar because I'm so used to seeing the worst camera angle possible.
That is true.
Of him.
Yep.
It's like...
No, it's not camera angle. It's just there's no light bulb in the room.
Well, he's got no light bulb, and he puts the camera on his chin. Like, he puts it on
He has a
chin.
GoPro.
Yes, it is
a GoPro, but not from the head. It's wrapping around and from the chin.
You understand that this is the major, right? And all the other regions watching that aren't from Western Europe, like, what are you on about? What's wrong with Amar?
I'm just saying, Amar, I'm not used to seeing him look like that.
I will say that if you want to take a flattering picture of yourself or have a flattering image, normally you should go for a little bit of a top down, like a little bit from an upside angle down, rather than pointing at your neck. So hereby a tip.
Yeah, Amar.
It is the lighting. Okay,
The
literally
lighting's horrible too. Yeah.
every time OG was playing in an earlier slot, it was fine because there was sunlight. All right, we got the overall last pick for BZM. It will be the mid Sand King with the Uragi Kunkka. How is the Sand King against a Templar Assassin mid? Because it seems like we're gonna get that.
It's a weird matchup where I've seen sometimes TA dominate the lane because Sand King isn't able to get like the caustic hits early on and get
such low armor.
Yeah,
on
but
Sand
then
King.
I've also seen it. Yeah, so I think I prefer TA naturally in this matchup. I think OG picked the Sand King just for the overall game plan. He will free farm mid lane. He'll get the blink timing. He'll be able to just initiate the fights. And again, we mentioned at the start of the show, it is a 3 scaling kind of tri-core from OG. Whilst Boom, on the other hand, you're gonna have kind of the Mars being a bit more sacrificial here. But yeah, I actually prefer Boom's lineup because I think we've not seen Ricky in a long time, and if you have the vision from the tree with the shard already pre-scouting out, finding kind of the necessary information, it'd be cool.
You know who wins this mid? The person who puts the sentry down and deletes the other one.
That's
who wins this mid.
Next level it, get yourself 2 sentries. No?
You just 6 sentry it. Just go a bunch of sentries. Because legit, every single time I see a Sand King like lose a sentry, lose a sentry battle, he loses the lane. Wins the lane if he wins a sentry battle. That's it.
Tree versus minimal tower damage. Maybe
Tree's not really like that anymore.
Oh,
well,
we'll
we're gonna find out how much tower protection will Skem do on his Stream Protector and how many sentries will be used in the middle lane. We're gonna find out together with OD Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Boom versus OG. We've just seen the draft. We've got a Ricky coming in for Jackie, so very excited to see how well Boom's going to be able to bring Ricky, a hero we're not seeing a whole lot of, to the major here in this appearance. What do you reckon about it, Fog? Do you see some potential?
I mean, I feel like we have 3 heroes in this matchup that we're not used to seeing too much, right? We've got a Nyx, we've got a Wyvern, and we got a Riki. So a bit of a change-up for sure coming out. I know Nyx, I think we already saw today. Obviously, the reason why they pick it is versus the Coddle. But yeah, the Riki, bit of a cool one. Versus, like, I guess, like, they wanted something for backline jump, like the panel was mentioning. And then something to not really worry, like, linked. Razor's never really going to go to Link or Riki too often. And yeah, we'll see. It's definitely different, but it's another hero that also synergizes well with Coddle. Now they have a couple, I mean, I feel like every hero kind of does, but, you know, your TA, your Riki, pretty good chakra targets as well.
Absolutely. And a hero that has a pretty good shard, right? That shard could be quite annoying.
Yes. Extremely obnoxious. Yeah, that's a very good point. But yeah, we'll have to see. It's this tricore that OG's gone for scaling, but I wouldn't say that Boom doesn't scale. They scale extremely hard. I think their late game is also pretty crazy. They also have great ways to defend and fight around towers, good ways to take Roche. So, yeah, this should be a pretty crazy game.
Very much. Looking forward to see what sort of battles we get between these 2 squads. And, you know, sort of with that decision as well, you know, BZM take the Sand King to the mid lane. What do you sort of make of that matchup in the mid? How does that go?
It's a sentry battle, but
yeah.
I would probably give a slight edge to the TA just because that armor, even though you're playing in mid lane around your tower as Sand King and you've got Sandstorm and all that to farm, I think TA just does a little bit better. But they're both just going to farm. They're both going to hit jungle. They're both going to hit Ancients. And the timing for the Sand King, I think, will still be fine for this Blink Dagger. So yeah, we will see it. Let's see how it all goes. Let's see how Seb does. Good old Seb on the Wyvern. Used to play it in the offlane in the past, even with OG. They always like to have some type of combos with it. And that's, for me also, that's one of the more important things about Wyvern. It's not just about being able to, you know, in this game, fly out of arena, heal your teammates or anything. It's the setup for follow-ups. Either a Link from the Razor, follow Epi Burrow from Sand King, etc., Kunkka, Nyx. They have a lot of different ways to set up.
Oh, for sure. And I'm sort of looking at the drafts overall. I guess it's ended up a game where the cold embraces could be rather annoying for a lot of Boom's heroes when they try and go on under target. A lot of physical from Boom.
Absolutely. Could also maybe cause the setup for the Mars in some situations, but for the most part, yeah, it looks like it's going to be really strong. Because the only real stun on the side of Boom is FBZ on the Mars. They are quite lacking on it as Spear connects.
Right, good stun. Good damage here on the Seb. It's one of those beautiful combos here in the lane. Cottle, Mars. Have a lot of fun top there. 2 of them, Tims.
FBZ's been a monster on his Mars. For the last few months, he's just been dominating most games that he does play it.
Absolutely. You know, and a hero that we're seeing very much a lot of teams touching. This is a very popular hero on the offlane. Indeed, FBZ definitely standing towards the top of the offlaners right now.
He didn't get nerfed. Almost all the other ones did get touched in some type of way. Mars did not get changed almost at all. Taiga stepped up far. Scam, he'll get Leech Seed, but Link will push away the Riki.
Jackie having to back off, but yeah, Scam still punching hard. It's the 2 of them. She top Seb. Bullied back pretty nicely by Tims, and he's out of regen himself, Seb, only bringing a lot of mana to the lane. So he'll have to sit back. Bottom. I'm going to try for the jump on Tiger, but stuns at the ready. Holds back the 2 of them, but Boom achieving that push back on OG, making sure that Jackie has the space to hit the creeps.
Even though it's a Razor down there, I don't think he's going to be able to slow down the Riki's farm very well at all. Treant is just one of those heroes that just always guarantees farm, it feels like, for whatever core you have. So much pressure, he always offsets everything with Leech Seed. If you have a melee, if you can actually play around that Leech Seed, it's really strong. As he is.
Denied.
Looks like BZM did win the Sentry Ward for the time being in the mid lane, but TA still coming out ahead because you can get a bit more denies and whatnot. So Yopaj definitely comfortable in this matchup. We are seeing BZM stack up his small camp, so he'll catch right back up right afterwards, actually, already triple stack.
Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be a scenario where both mids are going to get their farm.
Yeah, kind of as we expected. Both of them can farm Ancients as well. So, yeah, boom, look at that.
And in terms of the timings, I'd imagine there's going to be this period of the game if both BZM and Yopaj are hitting those times with their first few items. We'll see BZM get a bit more involved before Yopaj is ready to do so himself. It'll take him a bit more time as the TA.
Yeah, it's going to come from different sides. Like on the side of Boom, I think the aggression's going to come more from, Jackie and they're just going to play with the Mars and stuff, and he can get involved with the rest of his other two supports. But could be a bit difficult for them to make aggressive plays on Boom unless the Mars is turning up. Like I said, they only have one type of stun until they have their ultimates online from the tree in particular.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nobody really suffering too much in these lanes. I feel like, even though it's less than 1k in it, overall, as you pointed to earlier, Boom, I think they will very much be happy that bottom lane, Razor, is just not proving to be a huge issue for the Ricky.
Yeah.
Jackie's keeping ahead in CS. They're playing it very nice. I think a lot of it down to sort of the bullying by Skem. Skem doing a great job of getting in the faces of Tiger and Amar, making sure that they don't have the opportunity to really focus Jackie.
I think it's just a pick too. I think it's like the Ricky versus that Razor lane. He's able to you can just jump out every single time, in and out, pretty easily. And you have just much easier ways of last hitting in comparison versus like a Razor. That last pick is really quite interesting, especially for that lane matchup. Rush the boots as well with Blightstone.
Yeah, very unlikely that we see this Ricky go down in this laning stage. It's not until we have some sort of rotation from OG. Maybe BZM looks to make his first move down there.
So you gotta steal this. Looks like
I think he can, yeah. 3 points of refraction. He's got good damage.
They'll see it start getting worked on, but I don't know if they can even move in time. Great word from Tims. He literally just walked into place that about 30 seconds ago or so.
Yeah, that's a really nice boost to Yopaj in this early game. Taking that completely away from OG.
Oh, and Seb, he could just die here.
I mean, Tims is going to have to blast. But another trap slow set up. Seb,
He'll be okay.
he's out of that. But a good boost to Yopaj's farm allows him to close that gap on BZM now. Pretty much both dead even on these mid laners. So they're really pushing to the limits the farm they can get out of this early stage.
Structures are fortified.
Denies him the whole stack too, which is huge. Always going to be really nice. Yeah, great move. And all because of that word. Gotta love your supports.
See?
Does get the rune.
Yeah, it was very, very close to being denied there by Tims. BZM, how to get that grab. Top lane, FBZ, about a creep wave away from hitting the 6.
Quiet lane up top. Just both farming versus each other. I did see them, but they were battling over the poles and whatnot. Tims looked like he ended up winning that after some time. Now, surrounding toward mid.
I want to try and make a move here with BZM, especially off the back of this arcane. Would be a great time for them to find that jump, but Tims, he's playing it safe, making sure that he doesn't get caught within range of the burrow strike. They'll look to take away some of the stacks in return from Boom. See what Boom want to do about this. They're stepping up, Yopaj aggressively going in onto Tiger.
They have to run. FBZ was running over. They can't contest once the TA and the Mars are there. So they will take, I think they got most of them. I think the Blast got 1 or 2 maybe of the smaller creeps, but similar plays from both sides. 0-0 on.
That's pretty correct. 7 minutes in. Very passive start when it comes to kills. I mean, we haven't really seen either side getting anyone close to dying.
Good link there from Amar. Do see a ward now placed. Gets taken out instantly from Skem. Limited vision right now for the side of OG. Did they lose both of their obs? Someone must be holding one of them. I didn't see where the other one was, but
Yeah, they put what...
I saw they lost that
He put
one,
one
yeah.
down in the camp. That one got taken out quickly.
yeah, so they'll have a little bit of lacked information now for these next few moments without any wards. But there's farming. Yuragi. Pretty much armlet done already. Giving lane to Seb while Yuragi jungles with that armlet. Amar continuing to try to pressure bottom, try to slow down Jackie, but he does have to be a little careful. Yeah, just super passive game. Both teams just very content with farming, setting up for runes. In Invis, BZM also. Close.
Boomer making it very hard for OG to set up any sort of moves around this mid. Let's have a look if they can step up the action now. The Blink Dagger. It's done on BZM. See bottom. TP. It's going to be held off on Tiger, realizing that Amar no longer needs the backup. Well, I say Amar's still quite low. Boom. They sees an opportunity to jump in.
I think they're baiting. I think Amar wants to bait.
Okay.
BZM goes because he's got 10 stick charges.
He is baiting. Indeed, Jackie, he'll respect the fact that the stick charges are there. Try and escape from this one. It's going to be okay. And that's the ult coming out from Amar.
I think Skem just scouted BZM too, so they should be aware of that Blink Dagger now. A little bit of wasted time there for OG. 2K lead now, boom. Able to farm these Ancients on Yopaj. He's going Blink as well, too, so it looks like he's trying to get...
that.
I think it's better because he has the Ricky. I think he wants to get more involved, and there's some very squishy heroes on the side of OG's if he's able to get into backline.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Boom, when you consider their cores, once FBZ's ready to walk in, drop an arena, if you have this TA and Ricky blinking in, they're just going to be deleting heroes at this portion of the game. And OG... they've got to be quick with the reactions, and Seb, he's got to be big on the saves.
Yeah, even BZM, if he gets caught, he's dead. Like, he's not that tanky of a Sand King. We'll find the catch on the Scam. First blood with the epicenter in 9.5 minutes.
Finally able to break the peace and quiet that we've had. But, not necessarily the biggest of kills. The fact that it's a first blood, making it that a little bit financially sweeter.
They will refill the bottle too. Amar does come back down for BZM. No epi now for about 90 seconds or so, so maybe they feel like they can make their own move, because that is a significant chunk of the early damage that OG has if Yuragi isn't there.
We got fight time here.
Ooh, Haste Rune. He just gave it to him. Oh, Yopaj was a bit slow on that.
Could have maybe gone quicker with the blink, but indeed, Yuragi, he steps in, takes it before Boom's able to have any sort of say about that one. So missed out on the opportunity to go for a kill.
Must have been like looking somewhere else for a second, and then as soon as he saw it, he's like, oh god. So Yuragi a bit lucky to get away with that one there. Top Seb. He might not be so lucky.
He's going to go straight for the TP out. And of course, Yopaj, he'll have something to say about that one. Jumps in, takes him down. Back over onto the mid. Tims does fall. So he gets something in return. Both Tiger and Amar, they're starting to step up the pressure on this bottom lane, but still very tricky for these two heroes to kill Jackie.
And difficult for them to really ever pressure towers. I know that's something that T mentioned toward the end of the panel there. Also something I always feel like we've been mentioning a lot now with the Trade Protector, just pressuring. Pressuring early is very complicated. Taking towers early can get pretty difficult if you don't have natural push. We already see mid tower. It was down to half HP. It's already getting healed up from the tree. So Boom looking to play more of that farming style, but yeah, it should work because of this trade for now.
Yeah, I think they're going to be feeling pretty good with the slowed down pace of this early game.
Same time though, I don't think OG's too fussed about just sitting back and farming either.
Okay.
Because they've got these huge team fight combos, but they are playing versus a lineup that I would think scales a little bit harder. Booms does look pretty good as game progresses.
I think, Ricky and TA become some absolute beasts down the line. They get the jump in onto Amar. Also able to take out his courier there, I think, with a stray side blade.
Almost a blink on FBZ now too, so yeah, could definitely see Boom just continue to look to set up kills all over on OG. OG, only way to make plays really is with BZM. I was thinking the only play to make plays for Boom was going to be with FBZ, but they've been, because of Yopaj going for Blink Dagger, it opens up a bit more of the game.
See, BZM, again, able to take away some of their farm. He's going to go for the TP out, and nothing to stop it. So getting himself very close to having the boots to travel on top of the blink.
They know he did TP out though, so Yopaj looking to get a bit aggressive with the Taiga.
Not
much time.
Fully commit with him, threatening to spike Carapace, maybe turning things around.
Top, now going for Seb. Might just finish him up.
Oh, they've got him. They've got him. Getting these kills, this extra bit of money for Jackie to be picking up in these early stages, speeding up that diffusal blade timing. It's going to be coming pretty soon. This is going to be a solid first time timing here on the Ricky.
And it'll be painful. It'll make the Sand King's life a lot more miserable. Some small changes to the Sand King, his mana costs have got involved. Every little thing matters. And he is fairly squishy versus a Ricky who's going to have that out so early. Taiga? Ooh.
Boom doing a solid job of keeping their half of the map very hard for OG to make moves into.
It's another ward taken. Look at OG. Like, OG has no vision, really. Their information is gone. Boom has perfect wards up, everything covered. Having a bit of a better early game. And with FBZ with Blink now, they should overall have better team fight. Just easier to set up of the team fights.
There you go, Patch. Dragon Lance done onto the BKB. It's immediately ready to go for another move. The four of them, absolute killers. If FBC catches anyone, there's potential turnaround with the team fight that OG can bring. It's just a question of whether OG is going to be ready and actually grouped up to respond to these invasive moves here from Boo.
They're going to go on BZM right away. The spear, it looks a little awkward, but it'll still connect even though the burrow goes out.
He's still alive. Golden Embrace will buy him some time. Well, it looks like it'll be enough to allow them to step back. They'll turn with the Winter's Curse, locking down the two supports into the boat combo. Tim's is able to force out to the side. Scam pops the Fairy Fire. He'll try and run. He will get taken out. Jump over from BZM, also able to catch Tim's there on his attempt to retreat. They did lose Amar. And a 1 for 2 there. OG able to fight back, but the fight is not over yet.
5 seconds
Jackie
remaining.
sees an opportunity to jump straight back in onto Tiger.
Wind Ranger at your service.
OG being the team that loses the ball.
Winter Wyvern.
Can't believe the Sand King survives. Almost way worse for OG than this one. Still probably Boom winning that
I think so,
engagement
yeah.
because of them getting the cleanup kills on Jackie with his defusal.
Yeah, they're bumping that lead up a little bit more. 3K lead now for Boo.
And right back to mid. BZM still in the area though, level 2 Epi online, and he is continuing to slow down the attempts of the push. Taiga will refill bottle, but now Boom. Looks like they're trying to ramp up pressure even more.
I mean, they can just keep smoked and ready to look for a fight themselves. So who's going to make the jump? BZM. He's thinking about going in with the FP. He's going to go for the Jackie watching the fight for the side. Smoke clouds down, but the epicenter already built up. So BZM will be able to stay on top of FBZ and bring him down. Can't see if he can chase on for more. Jackie out with the blink. They get away from that torrent just in time. Boom, they'll miss.
Prepare for battle.
He's here, just losing FBZ.
OG ready for it this time around. All playing around their jungle. BZM, I think he got spotted bottom, so he just used his boots to travel down there. Boom might look to make a move around the mid lane because of that, knowing he can't make it back over. Yuragi very close to BKB.
In the mid.
He's gonna get gone on.
See if Seb, with Seb at the side, Jackie knows that he can't really continue to commit on Yuragi. At a stage where tankiness of the Kunkka is a little too much for the Riki to bite through on his own.
So he'll be able to finish up BKB. So Yuragi, he will be real strong. Taiga continuing to just scout out on top of Yopaj, who has
30 seconds to battle.
They can't set up onto him. Yeah, it's still a quiet game for the most part. 5 to 5. Both teams contending to score their initiating items.
First blood.
BZM
It
sharks
was
done.
ours all
Much more
along.
damage now for him. And every fight, it feels like Epicenter just keeps coming back.
The battle begins.
Still very close game. 2K lead.
Radiant's bottom is under attack.
Time passes. Tim's certainly could be the difference maker. As a keep with the light, he's getting pretty farmed, a step ahead. Quite a bit of any other support in the game. As expected here, Tim's on one of his top heroes here. He's farming up a tree.
Continue to shove the wave. 2-step keeps having because of reacting. Ricky in position. He's stuck for a second there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Continue to see Ricky versus the Wyvern versus the Razor. They will keep finding these big balls.
3-0.
Oh, cool. He is gonna go for it. I guess, versus the Sand King and Nyx and all that, there's just an overwhelming amount of stunning. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then kind of smart on the edge of the sandstorm. BZ still going to be able to catch him in the arena, but he's easy. BZM out with the burrow drag. Now still wants to chase. Drop down the smoke. Hold embrace, keeping them protected, and now with the turnaround, they'll set up that Winter's Curse onto Jackie. Jackie's still able to jump up to the high ground and get out of there. Yopaj, he's ready to fight. He commits him with the BKB. Looking to push back Tiger. Tiger goes down. Skep holds back the rest of the OG's squad with the overgrowth. Push back from FBZ. Can lock down any further member of OG, but it won't be the case. The one that's coming out there, it's just Tiger going down at the end of it all.
Both teams very content to look for the fights, though. All 10 heroes show up in the lane
needy.
immediately.
Yopaj got DD. You got to run if you're OG. Somebody's about to die.
Amar.
I think it might be him. There he is. Into the hole of the Mars and the damage of the DDTA. Yopaj claims another. Roshan also at the ready.
Yep, they can use the shotgun with the health to stack it up too. Don't know if OG can attack because they actually don't have any ult either. From that last fight, they used everything.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Before the boom, Yopaj and Jackie in particular having a flawless game. This EA and Ricky duo, they're starting to get out of control.
Yeah, and FBZ, even though he's not landing like the most extreme initiations, he is starting the fight. He is. Yopaj massive. Definitely BKB Dragonlance. OG definitely did not. 4K lead. Now starting to
That's not for the likes of
Littering, bro.
mid tower. Taiga.
Jump. Get the parapet off in time. It doesn't matter. It comes to an end.
Tree hugger.
Yeah, BZ. So always eyes on this on Mars.
Yeah, they're crushing it. This is building up here against OG. OG, they've got to find this sort of team fight that they, they've got the potential for. A lot of combos to land. They'll find Scam out on his own. Still needs something bigger really to slow down this early game that Boom is just walking away with right now.
They do have the BKB.
Will get held back by the Winter's Curse. FBZ jumping forward, making sure they get the job done. As they still get that kill on Tiger. OG not quite able to save him. Maybe able to look to reinitiate. They'll jump forward on towards FBZ. In fact, Yopaj continues to just play aggressive here. He's got that Aegis. He has no fear whatsoever.
Jackie's here.
Neither does Jackie. Jumps over, sets up onto the Sand King. They've got the spear to lock him down. Cold Embrace comes to an end. Boom, they pick up another. 11-6 here.
Really starting to get everything together here. Just playing really good as a unit. These three together, even Jackie just continuing to play aggressive. He now has BKB. It's about to come out on the courier. And Tim's just keeps replenishing them. So infinite mana, of course, as we see so much from these coddles.
Yeah, the coddles just complements these cores that want to go so much. It's TA, Ricky and Mars that want to be spamming their spells, jumping in, staying out on the map and in the faces of OG. Tim's got them sorted.
Yeah, the support, like, it's the supports are doing work, but it's like in a weird way, right? Because it's mostly the Mars and the TA who's doing like the flashy stuff, but Coddle's shockering them, Trian's armoring them, he's providing control too, so. Yeah, really good stuff from Boom right now, and Skem, he's about to have Blink Dagger. So we're talking a lot about how the BKBs for OG might be a timing that they'll be able to come back in. Skem's gonna have Blink.
They got him in time. No, they're not got anything. He's away. Yopaj hiding in the trees. As Boom will start to split up a little bit now.
Going for a Lotus onto FBZ. Really good Lotus game.
Great. I mean, they just sort of slam that down on the Ricky or the TA. They can commit in, and they don't have to worry about that static link.
Static links, stuns aplenty, Wyvern Curse, etc. So many.
Look at the smoke screen down. Great silence into the arena, forcing them to have to use the BKBs. Tiger gets protected just in time by the Cold Embrace. They're in with the Link of the Curse. They've locked down Yopaj. See if they can finish him off. Epicenter from BZM comes in. Torrent as well. They jump over. This time OG, they'll be able to get a good hit at the start of the fight. Buyback comes in from Tiger. Amar, fully focused. Jackie jumps in with another blink, takes out a second. They've got the control on FBZ. He'll try and push them back with the shield, the rebuke, but he still falls. OG, can they catch Yopaj here a second time? He's already out. Will be able to retreat. So a bit of a punch back there from OG, taking the fight to Boom, into Boom's Aegis.
Great curse from Seb. He actually gets the setup, and then they get the follow-up from BZM afterwards. Scam TP's in versus these BKBs and just dies before he gets a single spell off on the Tree and Protector. So great spell usage from Seb and his positioning. Feels like one of the first ones that they actually are able to like punch back a little bit versus Boom now in this early game.
Definitely sort of signs of the team fight potential that OG's heroes can bring, and they're able to execute together.
The combos, right? That's the biggest thing, is if they can land all these combos. It was boat, synergized into a Wyvern, into a Sand King. It was really well coordinated from OG.
Tower is under attack.
But they still didn't kill the big targets, right? We do still see Jackie. We do still see Yopaj continue to have these free games.
Yopaj is very close to having that Deso, so Seb, it's going to have to be even quicker with the Cold Embraces, because it's going to get to the point where with that Meld Strike, some of these heroes might be taken down in one.
Dart also picked up for the Ricky.
That's a big
Jackie,
one.
he's got a big one. That could just control somebody out of the fight entirely, or allow FBZ to get in positioning.
What is it? How many time you out for? 3 seconds.
3 seconds, yeah.
Knock you out for. Fantastic range on it as well. You have to be so careful with the positioning. Seb, he's really got his work cut out here. His saves and his turnarounds have been crucial. If Jackie's able to get in and put that to a stop with that sleep dart, fights will be very hard for OG to bring them together as they want to.
OG looks like they're trying to fix a little bit of those vision problems that we've talked about, kind of for the majority of this game. Gem now thrown onto Yuragi. He's got Satanic done now too, so quietly continuing to keep up with that TA as this Kunkka. Nearly 300 last hits on the Kunkka too, Yuragi. Just farming up a Storm. And now they're going to look to fight with this timing. So 19 on Kunkka, Satanic, he's holding Gem.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
See what opening they can get.
Bottom, the sleep. There's that dart, and FBZ is ready.
That bit of time, just buying that opportunity for backup to come in. Make sure you get these secure kills.
And they smoke instantly. They know that OG's likely to be making a move when they made that move bottom, so they're going to go and smoke and meet their TA up top.
Yeah, Tims and Yopaj, they want to fight. Once the rest of the boys turn up, Boom's going to be ready to bring this to OG.
They know. So FBZ did show himself in the mid lane. So OG got to position themselves really carefully now. See all of them hiding inside the tree line. Skem, Blink coming on the courier. They can scout behind you. They now saw where Yuragi...
Jackie's just heading in.
Ooh.
I notice that they do see him. The X, but easy break of the combo.
But she does not want to lose this tower this early on still. Looking to fight around.
You know, Boom, as aggressive as they are, they don't want to go diving the tier 2. They very much respect the ultimates that OG have. And if they do all commit in around that sort of enclosed area, those ultimates could certainly set up a solid turnaround.
They have to play the fights just like where they like jump in, kill somebody immediately, and then poke and prod. Like you said, can't play inside of like a cluster area. It could be disastrous. Arcane Rune and a haste on the TA right now. Yopaj, Arcane's about to take out, but haste in the bottle. Keeping the control. They're trying to make sure that their wards survive. Can't save that one though. I think Tim's bought his own gem now too. Yeah, Tim's has one on the Coddle too. He's been seeing more and more gem pickups earlier, especially when there's TAs, and I mean, TA and a Ricky in the game makes more sense, but... Both teams, I mean, they're still just hugging each other, all 5 playing together.
I mean, Roshan.
It's a dart.
Could be up. Still not wanting to quite commit into that. Tims has split from them for now.
It is scary. Now that with no vision, you can't find this. You can't find this Wyvern. So Boom looking to play a little bit more careful now. But still getting themselves, like the gold still continue to go up for them. They're getting a little more. No one's farming, really, on either side.
I think sort of relative to the position, it's still, you know, Tims that's having a great time.
He's chilling.
He's got double the net worth of any other support. Of course, he's going to be flying items out. Lotus Orb nearly done.
He's got the Philosopher's Stone for the last like 10 minutes almost too.
It.
So yeah, he's loving life.
Living that Cottle life.
He's going to pass Amar at some point in this game. It's really starting to feel like. Chow scouting the Roche. 50 seconds till that's up. Boom has a great idea of where OG is standing right now because their tier 3 was just getting hit by creeps. So BZM, they'll walk in to just break the smoke.
Yeah, FBZ in position, as you say. You know, they're pretty much known exactly where OG is playing for the last minute.
Yeah, because no one's addressing mid. Look, these creeps are just continuing to hit tier 3. Like if no one's hitting on this, they're usually playing, yeah, on that side since they already have their Boom's on their own side, so they know there's only one place that OG will be. Mel dispels now for Yopaj.
Scam. Get caught out by that vision, they'll jump in. Scam, he's going to get the chance to get the ult off. They weren't able to commit on him completely, Scam. He steps out of the fight, he's going to live. The arena gets dropped down, BZM pops the BKB, tries to run him in the epicenter, but now he himself has to back off. Then with the sleep dart onto Amar, Cold Embrace will protect him for now. He does still have his BKB. If he wants to get out of this one, he's going to put the BKB, try and turn it onto Yopaj. The static link is building up the damage. Yopaj is getting low, but Jackie is in to back him off. There's the jump in onto Yopaj. They're trying to finish up this TA. They have the stun control. They'll take him down. But Amar goes down on the side of OG. Jackie also able to pick up BZM, jumps over towards Seb. The smoke screen controlling him. As Boom, they're cleaning the fight up, and OG, once they've lost a fair few, so the first 3 heroes, the rest of them, they've got nothing else to present. Yuragi, for all the farm that he has on his own as a carry Kunkka, he just doesn't have anything to be able to trade back with Boom. As Boom take down 4, TA may be down, but they could look to try and take Roche. We'll see what they want to go for next. Either way, Boom very much showing there why OG has been so hesitant and careful at looking to find these fights. Boom, they're a nightmare to fight into right now if you don't find those big combos.
Skem didn't even die the whole time. He actually just walked out and survived somehow. And even though, like you said, Yopaj, he gets linked up, he gets focused, Jackie has a completely free fight, untouched.
I mean, that's the problem, right? You either kind of shut down the potential of the TA or the Riki, shutting down both. As I say, unless you get them in that combo, one of these heroes is going to clean up the fight.
Yeah.
This time it was Jackie.
And they lose their gem too, so big damage on the side of OG. Boom. Now in a super comfortable position, and we're really, really seeing how good this Riki pick has been for them.
I'd say it's been fantastic.
Yeah, perfect. Just the clouds as well too, just being annoying. Just able to constantly in and out of the fights. And now Roche, next thing on the menu. And this is going to be the Shard as well, which is going to be even more of an irritation that OG has to deal with. On top of the Lotus on Tim's, who, as we said, very soon to pass Amar in farm. Yep, and there we go. The silence on the traps. Could be really obnoxious for the side of OG.
Full nullifier out now for Jackie.
It's so hard for them to set up for the fights because they did go for these BKBs. Like, it's not your natural build on a Riki, but Jackie, because of this, is just free reign in the fights. They have to put all the attention on Yopaj, as you said. And now with Aegis, not sure how they take this next fight. They need to get the combo. It's the only time we've really seen from OG being able to fight back versus Boom is if they can actually land the combo of spells properly with the curse, tanking, etc. Yeah, Boom just not giving them those opportunities. 18-9. Very disciplined game from Boom.
Oh, Amar. Well, they're going to be off the mark with the spear. So Amar will have a chance here. Lotus was off in time, so the static link not doing anything at all. So them jump forward. They were able to get him with the sleep dart. They want to go to the high ground. They're going to jump for him. Cold Embrace is out, protecting him for now, but as it comes to an end, they'll lose Amar. They'll turn with the curse on Jackie, but he's easily able to jump away. As Amar taken out.
He just really wanted to hold his BKB as long as possible, and yes, gets hit by the dart and dies because of it, so a little bit of a slip up there from Amar, just really not wanting to use it, but dies because of it.
Yeah, great dive. I mean, catching him only just as he was able to pass up to the high ground. Yeah. It was already coming his way.
And there you go, Tims has now surpassed Amar.
Oh,
BZM.
I mean, FBZ's ready to take this fight here. Put the sleep on BZM. BZM, return with the BKB. They get the boat crashing down onto FBZ, but FBZ's got his own BKB ready to go. The overgrowth holds BZM in position. The Cold Embrace again from Seb, trying to buy some safety for BZM, but Jackie jumps in, takes him out. OG, they've got to get back to base. They've got no fight to be had here against Boom. As Boom now 18k ahead, 20-9.
Always finding these catches. It's like every single time BZM, he does get it. He gets at least one or two spear connections inside the fights and survives. I don't know how this one he ends up surviving from the heals from his teammates.
I mean, look at that there. Tims versus Amar on the farm.
Yeah.
Tims taking over, and with the way this game's going, I think he's going to stay on top.
Yeah.
He may even start challenging some of the other cores farms here. Jackie. He's got the setup onto Amar.
Every time.
Buys time for FBZ to get him with the spear pushback. Seb, again with a Cold Embrace, slowing down what could potentially just be the inevitable. Okay, he's got the BKB back up. Amar, he'll be able to walk away, but over to the side, the support struggling. Seb, he's taken out. Tiger, he's trying to run. They've got another slow on him, but he's out with the invis. He'll live. Buyback comes out from Seb. Boom, they've still got this Aegis to play with. Yopaj, he's got 2 more minutes to run around with that one.
Just feels really light. Look, OG, no damage. It's really starting to feel like that too. Yuragi, I'm seeing him just like running around a little bit like, almost like headless in the fights. He can't stick on a target.
It's hard. I mean, we're seeing, you know, he has to do it during like the BKBs, wants to sort of smoke screens down, getting those Tidebringer hits, those angles off. It's just not happening. Outside of his spells, the ultimates, getting the chance to get a good few Tidebringer slaps in onto the whole team of Boom, it's just impossible to do.
And it gets him into a weird position when he goes in to go for these right clicks, because they're playing really good around the control. The Coddle and this Treant Protector in particular and FBZ. Yeah, they're really controlling everybody, it feels like.
It's just the way things scale, right? You're sort of this strength hero that's coming in, you know, he's in like, and then meanwhile you got like a TA and Ricky like, you can't match that. And that's the fact of it.
That's the fact of it. Yeah, he really can't stick on almost anything. An illusion bait. Everything.
It was a practice team fight. It was a bit of rehearsal. You know, they're like, hey, we can practice on the illusion, then maybe we'll have a better shot when we find the real hero.
That was Vendetta, Epi.
It was a lot.
Ghost Ship. Ooh. They baited it. I think they put the living armor on it, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Did,
so
yes,
it was a really clever bait there from Boom.
Yeah, Scam getting into their heads.
19K gold lead onto high ground.
See what they can do here. And Boom's push is pretty good, and it's very safe as well, as we mentioned before. The 2 supports, you know, Scam's got that HP in check, and Tim's, he's got the mana in check, so Boom, they can just stay outside of the base of OG. They don't need to go anywhere. They never need to back.
Hey, Coddle also provides a bit of the health too, you know, during that spirit form. He's healing too. So yeah, crazy amount of sustain. As I feel like every time I've looked at Boom's heroes, everyone's like full mana, full health. They're always just ready to fight. And continuing to get really strong scaling items, FBZ as we mentioned. Lotus Star, BKB, soon AC, so he's gonna be able to complement his 2 cores incredibly well with this build-up. Becky.
It's a good jump. The Lotus out onto him, they'll force him to the side. Nice save it. Keeps Jackie out of the action. Ready to reset.
I think they got the Lotus before the Link, so he was getting the attack damage back. Tome of Knowledge, looks like we're giving it to Yopaj, almost 25 on him. Close to his Hex as well, so more forms of catch, as we can see that Boom is having no problem with damage, just wanting a little bit more forms of disabling heroes. And OG's they're starting to get kind of trapped in their base. BZM trying to push out this wave. It's a risky move, though.
Oh, won't get clipped by the dust.
FBZ?
FBZ. Oh, burst strike out of the arena. Should be safe, it.
Only just.
A couple of big items coming out for either side. Yopaj, she's got the full Hex.
This AC, though, is going to break stuff. These two, the TA and the Ricky, are going to hit so hard with FBZ back in the mid. I don't know how they kill FBZ now.
Yeah.
Because he is just, pretty much immortal.
I mean, at the least, they do have their own AC finished on, on Yuragi.
Okay, that actually does make it a little bit better, at least.
Let's see if they can slow down this push. Yopaj. And onto the tier 3 tower. Scam ready to get in position from the side. It's the fortification out from OG. They have the full E-Blade on BZM, so another way to help protect, but of course with that nullifier in play, Jackie's still going to be a huge struggle for OG to hold back.
BZM looking to just go in.
They're going to try and start things on Yopaj. See if they can take down this TA, but they can't. Yopaj gets down to half HP and he's able to get the BKB off.
Great protection. They just Lotus him. And that will be, that's Epi used, so it's 80 seconds now where they probably can't look for a fight. They are looking to push out waves, but a glyph is used. Boom. Trying to prevent BZM from even going for split push. BZ.
He's forced the BKB.
I think he tried to jump in for a spear onto somebody and just didn't quite catch it.
I mean, they're holding and they want to try and get out with a smoke whilst that BKB's down, and Roshan will potentially respawn in a few seconds. We'll see how short it's going to be. It's going to be a short one. 10 seconds until Roche is up.
They're maybe hoping to catch Boom split up, but
BKB's still on cooldown for Yopaj.
Boom's all together, though.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's a tough fight for OG to look for, but they have to make these sort of desperate plays. They're down 20k. They've got to take risks if they want to get a chance of getting back in on this game.
I think that was a beautiful read from Boom. I think they just completely knew exactly what OG was looking to do there. And then bottom, once the tower starts getting hit and dies, they know exactly the positioning of it all. Good read there from Boom.
I mean, Boom, they've got that bottom creep wave coming in again.
Their BKBs are back up too. Yopaj is back. FBZs is back in 10 seconds.
Yeah, these buildings are going to fall fast. OG's going to have to get back soon. There's no fortification.
5 seconds for Epi. Axe is dropping.
Now look at this deep vision as well, but I think the ping's coming out. They know.
Yeah, they've got the gem still.
Miragi making sure that Boom don't quite get away with that cheeky of a vision setup.
Too hard for OG to ever get the wraparound on the back heroes, though. The Coddle and Tree just keep free casting.
Well, with that Hex, Yopaj having no struggle getting these solo pickoffs, of course.
25 online. Even harder to kill this TA now. They're all starting to get pretty close to 25. FBZ is 24. Jackie somehow is the one who's actually behind on the Ricky. He's 22, even though he's been super active.
I mean, OG, they're coming in with the buyback from Tiger. They know they cannot let Boom get this Roshan. FBZ tries with a jump. He's going to get the arena down onto both Amar and Yuragi. The boat comes off. Jackie getting burst a little low, but with the tricks of the trade, he dodges the slam down from the boat.
Yuragi also Xing himself because of that Lotus.
There's the jump, but the Lotus was out in time, so EZM ends up stunning himself. They do it the further lockdown onto the TA, but they're forced out to the side. Yopaj, he's able to slide away from OG. COG still trying to commit in onto FBZ. Yuragi, he'll turn over towards Scam, but the overgrowth, he's got it ready. Jump forward from Jackie onto Tiger. Both supports of OG taken out.
Oh, the spear.
As Jackie, he'll keep committing in with the tricks of the trade. BKB has been held onto here by Yuragi, so he's now got it ready to go. And he'll opt for the BKB TP out. OG, they're just trying to cut their losses and get out of there. As they'll get out with the 2 cores, but everybody else taken out as Boom pick up 3 more kills.
It's just this place right here for OG to fight. It's super difficult for them to position themselves. Seb has no way to get into the fight. He actually just dies. Jackie jumps him and kills him before he gets a single spell off.
Ready to go for another attempt at the high ground push. FBZ's ready to jump in deep. He gets the spear back onto Yuragi. Jump forward again. These Lotus sort of setups immediately coming out in reaction. So he ends up getting stunned up himself into the Hex. The pushback, Tim's with the full control here on the Sand King. As BZM dies, Tim's just proving to be too much here for these cores trying to get a jump in. He's always ready to react. And even if he's not, FBZ also with his Lotus, it's so hard for OG to get away with these jumps.
It's insane how much Tim's is actually providing in the fight. Just even these little knockbacks, right? Just putting them out of position, especially the Sanking, or putting them back into smokescreen over and over again. That was BZM's buyback. 90 seconds dead. Rosh up. It's a refresher shard. 25 on the Mars. As if they couldn't kill anybody already, he actually even takes the HP regen talent on the Mars too.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that.
So now
once that arena's down,
there's no way they're gonna kill anybody, and he might even just have a refresher too. Yeah. So 2 Mars ults, 2 spears, 2 everything. Game looking quite impossible.
Yeah, Boom, they're closing this one up very, very securely. 29k lead.
They're going in.
He's ready to go. Arena's out. Cold Embrace buys some safety here for Amar. See if they can still commit in onto him. He'll turn with the static link, but the physical coming out for the 2 of them. He's got a BKB and run. Amar will keep the static link going a little more, but see Yopaj ready to force in. Ooh, okay, he's able to dodge it. Manta will keep Amar alive, but it's 3 dead. They're on with the push. With only 2 heroes alive, nothing really that OG can do to slow down this siege from Boom. Bottom racks, it's gone. Mid racks as well will be taken.
No hesitation, right? They're like, Sanking's dead. They have no way to make any plays. They just jump in and force that fight. I'm watching poor Taiga, like mana burning heroes, and then Tim's just chakras them back to full mana instantly right afterwards. Nyx Assassin Taiga not having the game that I think he would have liked to this time around.
I think OG will have maybe one more fight in them. Very likely to be the last. They have the nullifier done on Uragi. See what sort of a difference that makes. It's the spear. It will catch them already on the backlines. BZM is hunting very deep to try and find Scam. Scam's able to walk it off. FBZ commits him with a BKB and the arena, locking down Amar. As Amar, he's going to need some help. Is there anything they can do to save him? BZM comes back over with a two-man burst strike. They have caught Uragi, but Uragi's able to get the refraction back off. They take down Amar. As Yopad, he's just jumping in on as low HP as he is. He knows they can't kill him. GG is called. Boom. This game won very well and securely theirs. They come in with this last pick, Ricky. It just fits the style that Boom want to play completely perfectly. Their lineup, their heroes, complementing one another to perfection, really. This draft felt fantastic.
Yeah, it felt, I mean, it really is the Ricky last pick, but it's also a lot of credit has to be given to the Coddle, the Mars, and the Treant Protector. I think they did some crazy work in this game. Yep. FBZ on his Mars over and over again. Every time I see him playing it, I feel like he gets these spears that I don't even know how he has vision some of the times. But overall, I would say the team as a whole was phenomenal. Like Boom knew exactly how to play. OG, I think they had just the one good team fight. They were not able to find connections on any of these heroes.
No, and that's the, when you sort of look at what they were doing with the draft, it was clear that that was the way that OG wanted to sort of respond to Boom, right? They're like, these guys are going to run at us. We're going to find these opportunities to catch them in these combos. And yeah, Boom just able to outplay them in every single situation when it came to finding that chance there. As Boom, fantastic showing here in this game one against OG. We'll see if they're able to bring it in again in the second one coming up very shortly.
Thank you very much, OD Pixel and Fogged. Indeed, looking forward to that second game of this series. We're going to break down game number 1 first, though, after this.
Gleeful is the better way. Wait no more and be on time. Time for killing off your fear. Fear not, don't you feel astray. Straight ahead, don't be a fool. Dum ba dum ba dum bum dum. Dum ba dum ba dum bum dum. Keep it cool. Keep it cool. Keep it cool. Keep it cool.
The first game of this 2-game series between OG and Boom goes the way of Boom. It was an exciting start with no kills for a long time, but still a very much back and forth at the start of the game. But slowly but steadily, Boom edged ahead, and there was very little chance for OG to come back into the game. They will, of course, have a chance to come back in game number 2. We'll see if that indeed happens. When looking back at that first game, though, a hero that Jenkins wants to highlight is the Treant Protector. We don't see him that often anymore, but he worked out amazingly well here.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more popular, and I know that the hero's been changed. I trust the players that play it, that they have their reasons for picking it. I personally have not understood it myself up until watching Skem play it in this game, where I realized that the new living armor, it does less healing towards towers. However, you can now have 2 of them up at once. So if you go into a game with the idea that you pick 2 cores like Ricky and TA, 2 cores that are jumping in and out of a fight that want to take these long fights, 2 cores that are essentially carries. I mean, they're literally both carries. They're both carriers. TA's played in the carry position. Basically what you do is you just superpower 2 carries for long enough that they can do this sustained damage. And the other, you could see that Boom were trying to do that in their team fights. They were using FBZ on the Mars, like he was sitting there like protecting from projectiles, using the ult, spearing people 3 times in a fight, just delaying the fight for the run buff to wear off, keeping the TA and the Ricky alive with the living armor, and then all of a sudden you just watch, oh, somebody's dead on OG, somebody's dead on OG. Slowly as the fight was progressing, Jackie Boys was jumping around the back lines and killing them, and it's all because of the tree living armor. That's what sets that up.
But it was also like the Ricky didn't leave laning phase with this amazing lead. He was like bottom of the 6 cores if you include everyone. It's the fact that OG, a lineup that they want to break down the map quite early on. They want to get their cores into like some fighting positions with their quick BKBs, etc. This didn't happen. It was like 18 minutes. The first tower fell from OG. Like they finally took bottom safe lane tower. The bottom safe lane, right? Like you can sacrifice that quite comfortably. So I think this was just really nice overall draft from Boom. And then Jackie, he didn't die in the entire series. He was consistently jumping this backline, playing a beautiful Ricky. So I think this was just I don't know. I'm just so happy to see this game be so good for Boom. But they did do this in the previous series. They cleaned, like their game 1
up in game 1.
Disgustingly good against Bet Boom. And then game 2 was kind of shaky. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Boom goes into game 2.
And keep up.
Exactly, yeah, because it didn't go well in the first series.
It did not. We'll see how that, of course, is going to play out. For our Ace the Predator player versus player matchup, we have chosen the offlanes. We've got 2 very different offlanes here in the offlane with Amar, of course, and FBZ Jenkins. And this is their damage done total.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually surprised.
Wait, what? Why is he not having the picture? Oh, because he came late.
I'm surprised that FBZ's damage is even that high, just because I feel like most of his impact that game was from his spears. Like Fog mentioned it, he's just hitting people in trees with no vision. He's just kind of fishing, and he's hitting spears. You know, people are going to like try to push the mid lane out, something that's like relatively safe. All of a sudden they're caught by a spear and it turns into a pickoff. He's using it like Pudge Hook. He was using the arena to separate fights. Amar was playing Razor, a purely damage-dealing hero, and so that just shows the sort of pop-off game that FBZ had, that he's playing a utility hero and almost doubles ATF's damage.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Almost as crazy as Tsunami's beard. Let's find out what he's thinking right now. Hello, Tsunami.
It's not so much about what I'm thinking, it's about what they're thinking, and I actually have some interesting insight. You probably can't hear it, but off in the distance, OG is on a phone call. Now, I'm not sure if it's with Chu or with Misha, but that means that they are having, you know, the proper amount of consultation from their coach. And even before that, I heard Seb giving a motivational speech, as is tradition. So, kind of the best of both worlds for OG over here, if you ask me, guys. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that is very good information. Thank you for that. Did you hear any speeches that Bushi is giving his team on the other side?
I have not, but I will say that for any thoughts that Boom may be, I don't know, maybe a little tired from all their travels, not reflected so much,
Oh.
at least on their faces, on their postures, on their gait. They seem, I mean, they only have one more game. It's BO2s, 2 BO2s.
How
We've
about
all
during the
played
game?
4
How's
games of
the
Dota in a
hype?
day.
How's the hype from Boom?
Yeah. Are they loud? Who's
They
the
are
loudest team?
talkative.
Okay.
They are communicative, but I wouldn't say overly emotional. Not
Actually,
quite yet, at least.
That fits with what
We
you
know
said
that with
about
the videos. Yeah.
about
They've
the communication
released
being
comms videos.
Who's the loudest team that you've got over there of the 4 teams?
Well, over off in the distance, not necessarily the players, but EG is not having a particularly good first day quite yet, and that may be bleeding into some of their post-series discussions.
Okay, all right.
Ooh,
But
all right.
in-game, everyone's pretty chill so far.
Can you give us a number between 1 and 10? 10, like what? 10 being like super happy with, and then 1 being like very, very sad. Just gauge the number right
Wait,
now.
sad or angry? That's a difference, right? There's a difference there.
Angry is 1.
Give
10
us the number
is
between
elation.
1 in Bulba for who it is screaming at the team. Hey, don't laugh.
This is the juicy stuff we need. All right.
I'm gonna plead the 5th on this.
That's
one.
fair enough.
So
Good
it's
answer.
Jerax, the 5th.
You know, the fact that even Seb's here, you can tell Jerax is seething. He was like, I want to be the only
Oh, yeah.
two-time TI winner playing at this tournament. What is this Seb dude doing, stealing all my thunder? Shameful, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Tsunami. We'll check in with you again with the winner of the next game, I would
Sounds good.
imagine. So see you then.
See you later.
And we are going to talk about what should happen in game number 2 for OG to try and make a comeback happen, because it was maybe also all the heroes are heroes that the players on the side of OG have played before, but it wasn't your typical OG draft. I still think, T. Is that fair to say?
No, I think it was more they were shut out from just the exit of laning phase. OG are very used to things going their way and how they
Yeah.
take the fights, and this was just one of those games where they couldn't ever take the fights, where they're running into TA traps on every single steps. They're running into a tree who's like dewarding the entries to their jungle every single time. And if they do make it into the high ground area, they're then getting arenaed into Coddle Blast and death, right? So it's just a very difficult game for them to get the ball rolling and to get the fight. And by the time that they can, Ricky's already pretty happy with a defusal joining the fight.
The
So-
thing with Boom 2 in general is that they, and I don't know if this is Mushi's doing or what, but they don't really like to just hold one spot. They'll do it for maybe like a couple of minutes or something like that, but they more will place wards that are in these really weird locations and then smoke to the other side of the map and then run back and forth between where these wards don't get dewarded. They put wards down where they're not the obvious ones.
Not
where you
on
have
the
to
high
hold.
ground.
They're not on the high
Not on
ground.
the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're in weird places, so they can move around. So I feel like having 3 cores and farming 3 different lanes against this team maybe works worse because they like running between lanes and killing you.
Yeah.
International Dota.
I will say, running in between lanes and killing. The first blood of game 1 happened at 9.5 minutes.
I mean, in like the mid game, just for the record. I don't mean in the laning stage. Like,
Okay.
This is what they do from like 20 minutes onward. Is they just sweep across.
Well, I personally, I did enjoy the first 10 minutes. I thought it was very strategical, but I do like a mix of strategy and killing. We're going to find out if that's going to happen in game number 2, because the draft of game 2 after the break. After the break.
It's a woman's world.
More Dota on your screens for the Stockholm Major. It's only day one, but we are in the thick of it, and I love it. It's OG versus Boom, a best of two-game series, if you will. First game taken by Boom, and we're going to find out how Game 2 is going to look. And we're seeing that in the draft. First of all, should be on your screens any second. For now, on your screens, it's got T-Gov and Jenkins. And we're going to talk smart things about Dota 2. T-Gov, what do you want to see from Game 2 and what kind of Oh, look. Well, I was not expecting a Storm first phase. No.
Wrong draft. Let's put these back on.
I mean, they are playing as well at the moment, by the way. They are playing against T1. You can check that out on ESL 1_Dota 2B. But yeah, this is OG picking Storm first.
To be fair, this is BZM has already shown us the 5-0 plus BKB or just Ags in the DPC, at least is one of the games where he's held the base for a long time. So maybe he did it before EG did it. So maybe BZM's actually the originator.
Yeah, sure, maybe.
But no, jokes aside, the response from Boom already answers
this is a
Storm.
typical Boom opening, this one.
You just want an instant lockdown from the Shaman, strong lane. Yeah, very nice stuff. You might even argue the Mars can change up his item build, but realistically not.
Can I ask about the ban of the anti-mage? Is it just because of the Storm?
Yeah.
Because we don't see anti-mage that
also
often regardless.
Razor. Like, anti-mage is a Razor counter. You just blink out when he links you. You're a lane counter.
I honestly don't mind the ban just for the fact that you pick up the Storm, you know the type of play you want to make. If you are going to go 5-0s, Ags, for example,
5 seconds remaining.
You don't want to have to go BKB if you're going more greedy, but most Storms go BKB. Just ban it.
Against these guys, you have to go BKB anyway.
Yeah. So just ban it out, make your life easier. Don't force yourself into an awkward position where you're relying on anyone else.
I like, by the way, the Enigma respect. Just taking out Tygus Enigma.
The tree respect as well from OG.
Yeah, that also makes sense. I mean, it brought the whole last draft together.
Yeah.
I think so did the Coddle. That was just a really smart draft by Boom, and the way that they played team fights was like, it seemed like all 5 of those heroes, that's something that they've run before a few times in scrims. They're very comfortable with that, or at least the same archetype. So yeah, get it out, make them play something different. CK actually made it through to the second phase, which I'm surprised about. Most teams seem to be like thinking this is just the strongest hero in the game.
We don't see that often with Shadow Shaman first too.
No, I think it's only Boom really. Maybe there's other teams, but I know when you look at gamers, Boom are picking Shaman first phase, even through maybe not so much DPC, but it's rising.
It's rising.
It's like permanent disable.
Yeah.
Once you hex into shackles, into Mars Spear, into hex
you bring up the Roshan thing again. Of course, it's
the Roshan. Yeah. You can walk in and tank with Mars too.
Yeah.
So you can be a tank for the Shadow Shaman Serpent Wards to take Roshan.
It's so beautiful though, because I've seen so many Shaman teams now where they pick it, they try and go Roshan, but they give away a free Aegis because like they're trying to do it with the least amount of resources possible.
Yeah.
And then some, like for example, this Storm, he just zips in,
That's why the Mars is nice, because you can tank for the Shaman to do that. It's not so unreasonable. Did you see Lee stat, by the way, that the average amount of Roshans taken in a game for both sides has like doubled since the past few patches.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because there's so many heroes that can basically solo it right now.
Yeah, because it's not like games have been lasting longer, because that's not true at all.
They last roughly the same.
Yeah.
It honestly feels like at 16, 17 minutes in the game, some lineups are not at their strongest, but like it's the strongest timing that they can present to be able to snowball a game or to put their opponent into their base.
To be honest, it's probably going to get even worse too now that Vlad's just got buffed. Because that item makes it so that any lineup becomes a Roshan taking lineup because you have 5 heroes life stealing and doing extra damage.
I mean, the average game length so far has been, I think, around that 30-minute mark.
33 minutes.
Yeah, there's been one game, again, the OG Boom game here, that was 44 minutes, but all the rest have been around 30 minutes.
So Clockwork, we talked about that at the very start of the day.
Yep, this is a nice double response to pretty much Bane Shaman. Both these heroes are channeling kind of lockdown supports. So the vision from the rocket flare, the hook shot, the long distance ice path covered that with a zip from the Storm. OG now has so many ways to deal with that kind of distance lockdown from Boom, or the channeling lockdown at least.
And why is Clockwork making a comeback? You want to touch on that point? Because I don't think we're going to see it this game with the Ags.
No, that's Jenkins. No,
that's not Jenkins. You told me about that on the right here.
Don't gaslight. We're on the panel here. This is the major. No, but Clockwork, position 4, where it unlocks this potential offlane Razor like we've seen. You naturally want to have melee support with Razor, be it Tusk, be it Earth Spirit, be it Clock. And again, like I mentioned just prior, because of the supports that you see, these jumping backline initiators are very powerful. So I think Clock naturally will rise up.
We saw the Nyx Razor, similar sort of thing. Clock just doesn't want to clear waves ever. He can literally just sit with the Razor and turn the Razor into like a powerhouse. And it's not a hero that gets punished for doing that. So it feels really nice.
Turn to battle.
Ember coming out.
Yeah. So the weakness, even if you have the jump right now from OG, you're relying heavily on like the initiation going correctly or the synergy of everyone getting on that perfect target. Because if you don't, the damage that OG provides right now, it's like over time. Standing inside the macro pyre, the static link from Razor connecting on that big core, Storm just kind of zipping in and out and getting that kind of poke damage throughout. If that doesn't happen perfectly, it can be troublesome. So in a boom, they pick up the Yopaj Ember Spirit. He's going to be
He's such a pain in the ass on this hero.
Like, I was watching
That's a good thing in Dota, by the way.
It's amazing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Like, he's so annoying. Yopaj is the type of guy that, like, there's just a billion stacks in the jungle. It's perfectly fine if he can go take them. He won't. He'll just go kill heroes instead. And Ember, I love when he's on spirits because those are the perfect heroes for doing that.
This guy, like, I'm watching some replays. Ags Huskar, he's jumping in, and as he's running away, he quickly just slights like a small camp to quickly dodge, come back in. Like he's, I don't know. But you have to slight the camp so it hits 3-4 more units to buy the time. Like, it's just small things. I'm just a big fan of him when he's on the
He pushes his limits with this.
100%.
And it always seems to get away at like 10% HP.
Very high skill hero, and he makes the most of it.
Yes, yeah, he does, for sure.
Or high skill ceiling, if you will.
Traditionally not the best against Storm in lane, but I'm not sure how this matchup has changed with the changes to the Ember Spirit Fire Shield, where now it's only a percentage of the damage that you're resisting. Like, I'm not sure if Storm can break it as easily as he used to be able to. I would imagine probably not, because I see this matchup more commonly where Ember gets picked into Storm these days.
Again, I like to look at these matchups more about what they do from the laning phase, how they branch out into the ganks and stuff. And you see for OG, Clock walk into mid lane, Ember's not 6, you're going to be able to kill him off quite nicely, right? So for Boom, on the other hand, the Shaman probably can make the same rotation, but it might be a little bit more troublesome. But I think, yeah, we're going to a lot of emphasis on how the 4s enable the mid lane to give the mid lane the ability to just pop off in the game.
This is going to be a 6 heroes mid sort of game.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those.
Well, I like it. From which time are we talking about? Or do we have to go for the first?
4 minutes. 4 minutes onward, I think.
It technically could be pre-bounty runes because they just meet there to check the wards. And
that doesn't count. But that will happen. You're right about that.
Gotcha, Jenkins.
No.
Oh, look at that. It changed a bit.
Pushed a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, the graphic still looks like 50-50.
The graphics has looked 50-50 even when people thought were 72% sure that EG would win against Tundra. It was still looking even.
That's Europe bias right there. It's like 38-62, but with the bar. Yeah.
We have Spectre as the overall last pick.
Okay.
All right. I've been seeing a lot more Spectres in higher Immortal pubs, of course, but Treads into straight like Radiance Ags, and then you either go like Orchid or like BKB, and you're playing on just always killing. Look at the supports on Boom now. When you're playing Bane Shaman back in the day,
so bad.
You hate playing against Spectre, right?
I mean,
you still hate it, right?
Yeah, they're standing still using their spell.
Mars hates it too. I mean, it's Mars is a blink initiator, and you don't like a ton of illusions because you can spear illusions.
Yeah.
So,
but this gives Boom a nice window where if they play off the Shaman wards, getting that quick Aegis, playing on their own timings, this like basically you need 17 to 20 minutes for Spectre to feel good, right?
The PA, okay.
You need a break, right? You get the shot and the PA.
That's a great pick.
Question, I've been taught that PA versus Razor is going to be Razor favored.
Who told you that?
Yeah, who told you that?
I don't know. That's what I've been like. There's only a couple of people that I spend a lot of time with on the panel. 2 of them are you.
No, don't, whoa.
Hey, whoa. Relax.
You can blink out the link. You can blow up the ring.
What if you have blinked in first?
I know
then you're a bad PA.
People these days, I know where that thought comes from. That used to be how people thought.
I am very ancient in the world of Dota 2.
I think that changed when like PA got an Ags where your stuff refreshes. Also, your Blink Strike cast range is increased with the talent. buffs to dagger, people playing around like one-shotting with the dagger, not entering into fights immediately.
Yeah, you got heroes going in first, but no, draft-wise, I was excited for the Spectre, but I think the PA just enables Boom to have a greater timing in these fights. The laning ability of PA, just corrosion, even joining some of the early engagement, and then the eventual, that shard, if Spectre haunts in and doesn't connect in and PA is able to find the right one, jump herself with a hex from the shaman or something.
Yeah.
I do prefer Boom's lineup, but we get to see some new stuff coming out.
I think Spectre's like an F tier hero. I think it's awesome that they picked it. It's a great game for it. I think it's F tier. I think
F is not good.
PA's like B tier.
Well, S tier against the supports. How they deal with the PA will be the
I'm just saying in general, Spectre shit, PA decent, PA counter Spectre. I think PA wins.
All right, well, let's find out how this game's going to play itself out. It's OG versus Boom with Odie Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, game 2 just about ready to get started. And yeah, Fogged, what do we sort of reckon about this? Because yes, it felt like Spectre, previously in the patch, a carry hero that no one was really ready to consider. It did get some minor buffs right recently in the 7.31C. I think some early stats, maybe a bit more on the base regen or something. But was that really enough to make this hero viable? Is this a solid carry, and do you like that the OG's going for this game?
Unsure. I'm really not certain about the hero right now, but I know that PA is incredibly good versus Spectre. The shard, the timing, you break everything, right? You literally break 2 of the passives off that Spectre, and Spectre's a slow hero, and from what I've seen throughout this patch, slow heroes do not do too well.
Sure.
PA's a different like monster because she still can somehow fight like with daggers and stuff like that, but then she just literally wins the game like 1v5, so.
I mean, and sort of as T was saying, I think indeed in sort of the higher level pubs, the Immortal games, when you've been seeing Spectre, they have been going for like that Radiance build. Do you imagine that's what we're going to get from Uragi here? And if he does do that, is he going to get away with getting the time and space to do so?
It doesn't really look like it because they're playing into like this Shadow Shaman and Mars, and I know the way that Boom plays with this style. They play fast. They're going to play aggressive, look to get out on the map, look to take towers early on, so I'm not sure. I mean, if the build is back to the Treads Radiance, then he's probably just going to go for that usual build. Of course, we know the build that was happening at TI, which is like that Ags, Echo Saber, etc. kind of stuff, but things have changed since then.
It's going to be very, very interesting to see how Uragi presents himself here on Spectre.
Yeah, and also, like, if he is just going for, like, jumping these backlines, I know they were mentioning on panel playing a lot of these squishy supports can be annoying, but I don't think Shaman is I'm actually okay with Shaman versus Spectre a lot of times, because you can get rid of one of the illusions with the Hex.
30 seconds.
You have a way to heal, you can just grab one of the other ones if he does jump on you. You have a lot of different ways to play around it. Bane, yeah, miserable, for sure, but...
Fire and ice!
And sort of outside the Spectre pick, I mean, any other sort of highlights from either team's draft that you'd like to see here, or maybe are concerned about how it's going to work out?
Just highlights is, like I said before, I just came out of the other tournament when I was catching RNG versus Boom a lot. They go for this opener. It was pretty, like, we actually still had similar drafts coming out in that tournament, like Storm first pick, and they did the Mars Shaman, and that's what RNG actually beat Boom with multiple times, with Kaka playing that Shadow Shaman, so... see how Tim's is going to be able to do, because it does look pretty solid this game into that Storm.
It'll be a lot of fun to watch these mids. BZM on his Storm, of course, Joe Padge. If you've been watching sort of Boom's games, he has been pulling out some fantastic Ember Spirit performances, and he's here ready to go today at the Major, and one of his best heroes.
Yeah, and I'm really going to be watching this matchup a lot, because like Jenkins was saying, things have changed a little bit with that Ember versus Storm matchup. Now you can use your Flame Guard to really counteract a lot of that Remnant damage, since it only blocks, what, 70% I think it is, so. BZ bottom. Getting harassed quite a lot.
Yeah, and of course this game's set, coming out in the Jakiro. Yeah. Are you a fan of this hero right now?
Yeah, I mean, mostly, honestly, more of like a core position, but that's not really a thing in pro games. So yeah, it's still a strong hero in the sport. Always going to be really strong to secure the lane for whatever carry you do have. So looking at this Clockwork pick, I think this is a pretty interesting one. The Taiga Clockwork this game versus both the Shaman and Bane. He actually kind of owns both supports. He's able to get on top of them throughout the game. And I think that's probably one of the bigger things that they're going to be looking for. Because they were such nuisances the last game, both Tims as well as Scam.
They offered up a whole lot for the team. It came down to just sort of controlling the team fights and keeping their allies buffed up. It's going to be quite a bit of a different style from them this game.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they have a traditional initiator on the side of OG this time around. Last game, they had the Sand but it's from the mid lane, and it felt like a lot of times like BZM felt forced to go in and he would just die because he was the one starting every single time. Because Taiga was a Nyx. He couldn't really get into the fights too well. Clockwork this game, he can start the fights pretty consistently for his team.
Some really good damage on Skem there.
Takes the entire battery assault, looks like.
See, over in the mid, Yopaj's bottle coming out a little bit slower, so he won't quite be able to get the refuel on it from the water rune. He'll have to grab that preemptively.
That's actually pretty big. So still, Storm winning this matchup, but seeing that people are willing to pick the Ember a little bit more versatile. Yopaj, level 2 Flame Guard, he's got his bottle.
He can run this down a bit.
He's got to be careful.
Ooh, okay, he can't. I thought he could. He thought he could. He couldn't. That's Yopaj going down in the mid.
He lost his, he bottled and he got hit instantly off the first bottle, so he actually didn't get like any regen off of it. BZM playing that really well. That's huge. So even though that Ember, they picked it into the Storm, thinking he could do a little better, the Storm still is able to get that solo kill and even able to take a bounty rune. That's pretty massive for BZM.
Yeah, BZM is... Yeah, I think sort of overall, as you were saying too, I feel a bit more confident on what he's going to be able to offer this game in his Storm compared to what he was able to do on an SK last game.
Yeah. Still a lot of disables he has to worry about. The chains, the grabs, the bane. Still quite a lot of disable that will be there for BZM.
Yeah, I mean, is it going to be sort of like a fast BKB game for a mid-Storm?
I feel like all of them are now, right? Yeah, I feel like every game just nulls into BKBs, into Ags. Don't think he's going to deviate from that too much. Interesting, Yuragi with the Bassi. Look at that. Making sure that him and Seb always have mana to spam. Spectral Dagger is very expensive.
I see Seb in trouble here. Gets speared underneath the tower. He'll go down.
Level 2 Shackles on Tims. I like it in this lane. You know that the Jakiro won't have Ice Path to level 4, so you can freely have Shackles on either target, and it's going to be able to heal you back. So that's really nice.
Oh. We're seeing, even with that death on Yopaj, it looked like he came back into the lane and was actually able to close up that CS difference.
Bottom lane is fun. The Bassi is just allowing them to spam back so much more, and with the wands also built up so early, because it's a Shaman in a Mars lane, so it's constant spam. Jakiro expected to get tons of mana back.
Oh, he's going in for Yopaj. BZM, he's going to have him. Another kill here on that mid matchup. Oh. 2 times now, BZM taking down Yopaj solo.
Cool as a cucumber, too. You see that? The camera cuts to him, just huge for BZM. Did they just... I think that was a Yopaj glyph. BZM used the Remnant on mid and he glyphed it. Just trying to hurt him a little bit. That's one of the first times I think I've ever seen Yopaj die twice in a lane.
That's definitely a rare occurrence.
Yeah.
BZM really pulling out the plays here. Jackie, gonna jump in. They want to try and finish off Tiger. Tiger's got some stick charges, but so's Jackie. It looks like it's actually going to be Skem that's in trouble first. They're going to try and chase him out, but Skem with the jukes around the trees, he'll live. Jackie, one more dagger or jump forward. And then he gets the takedown on Tiger.
He's had to rush boots in this lane on the PA just to avoid the link. Even though he has Phantom Strike, he needed boots for sure.
Oh, does actually get caught by the plasma field, and now with the TP rotation from BZM, it was actually even needed at the end of it all. As Zamar takes down Jackie on his own.
Oh, BZM is everywhere, and now they're even going to fill his bottle. It's going to be full mana to be able to go pressure again. Yopaj just hitting the level 6, BZM already 7. Is he going to continue up here? They gave him a ward, so it looks like he's going to at least place some vision down here to get tabs of where the Ember Spirit is. But this time around, yeah, the Rays are able to have a much better time versus the PA than versus that Riki.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, BZM, he's continuing to play top.
Yeah, I mean, they want to try and pressure under the tower. Get another aggressive move off onto Jackie if possible.
Boom is trying to take advantage of pushing mid.
Here we go, straight in. They're looking to control Jackie, but Jackie's able to get out with the blur and the blink. He's in the trees, and Mar will continue to chase him down. TP comes in from Yopaj. Chains, catching Tiger here underneath the tower. Have a zip forward from BZM, using the rest of his mana to control Skem, get the kill on the Bane. Now they'll try and turn their attention over towards Moore. Tiger, he's so low, he's duking it out in the trees.
Alive.
Jackie can't find him. As another pushback there with the cogs. Tiger will reveal someone. He's got the stick charges. He's baiting him in. Tiger with the outplay. As OG getting under the tower, get 2 kills. They don't even lose anyone.
Oh my god, those cogs. It's been unlucky for Jack. He jumped right into the bottom one that wasn't procced. Pushes him out. Yopaj even TP'd in to try to get some type of cleanup kills, but wasn't able to. Skem will fill bottle, though looking to still fight around this area.
Yeah, but they're moving over. But as you saw, Tiger, he just shot across them with the rocket. So OG know exactly this movement from Boom. They won't lose anything to this. They're already well out of this top lane.
Tower's pretty much dead, too. Mid, we did see Yopaj hitting the mid tower for a little bit, but then reacted to top. And yeah, look at that again, Tiger. Beautifully done.
Space for Yuragi. Still yet to really reveal what the intention is going to be for him with his item progression this game.
Yeah, still early days. Still just the treads and that Bassi. Cool. FBZ going for more of a... Maybe because the Ember, maybe because he thinks the Yopaj was struggling a little bit. I'm always curious. I always want to talk to FBZs, but like a couple of these offlaners when they prioritize these type of items.
Try and go for Jackie. Yuragi's coming in with a haunt there. In on top of the PA. Jackie jumps over to the side towards Yopaj. And the arena down from FBZ. He's been able to catch both Tiger and Seb. The supports for OG will fall, and Jackie, he won't die. He's able to walk away. OG not quite having enough damage to bring down that PA with that aggressive move. This time Boom respond, and they're able to shut OG down.
And now FBZ has the full armlet finished up. Top net worth in the game. He might even be able to bully like Spectre out of the lane if he does go back down bottom. So yeah, really interesting. I'm always interested to see what like these players think about sometimes when they decide to rush the blink, when they decide to go for these type of more greedy styles. It's always cool. So Yopaj catching back up. He's not too far behind. He's actually only 200 gold behind the Storm Spirit now.
Yeah, from Yuragi, we're not going to get any sort of Radiance rush here today. He's going to go for definitely the safer and a bit more sort of in line with what we had previously in the patches where Spectre played, getting the Manta first.
Yeah, just playing around your Desolate damage.
Yeah, allows him to have a pretty solid chance of killing off the supports in particular when he gets in on them and they're isolated from the rest of the squad.
Yeah, and he'll be able to also just like protect himself versus like chains and all these little disables, and maybe even blocking a spear from the Mars at some points. You could definitely see the reasoning why he goes for it. Amar.
Can they go for him? They're not.
Just thinking about it.
It's going to be tough.
They have the ward behind, so they see Seb and Amar. Yeah, look at FBC. Tiger's looking at him, and he's probably like, oh man, he's got an armlet. Like, this Mars will actually just kill me if I attempt to go on him.
Six to 4. 10 minutes in, less than 1k lead for OG.
So the Spectre, able to get away with that early game, which is always something really important. Sometimes the lane can be a bit difficult. Tim's got the lockdown.
Got the catch, and with FBZ here, they'll certainly have the damage. But BZM caught out in the river. Was not ready for the Shaman coming in.
Serpent Wards, he just hit 6 off of the kill. 2 Tims, he'll drop him for the tower. Pace is gonna start being elevated from Boom, it feels.
They're fighting around FBZ's Mars. They're going to feel very strong.
Yeah, he's really quite massive. And we do see how much damage Yopaj. Now he's got max flight. He's got the Blightstone. Even a Razor who walks up takes significant damage, significant poke. And going for the next tower. Long zip with the Arcane up top.
So if you can take down Jackie on his own, BZM. Got a creep wave to jump to.
The Arcane.
That's given him more than enough to continue to stay on top of the PA. Jackie taken out.
Great heads-up play from BZM. Even though he did die bottom, he was able to get that Arcane, so he can make that long zip across. Boom now looking to play on the bottom side. At least Tim's, he was pinging down here, probably wanting to go for this tier 1, since they have a catapult already beating on it. Taiga's in the area.
Gonna have a TP coming in from Seb. Gonna Gonna try and take out FBZ. He's gonna miss the spear. Ice Path and Macropire down. A huge amount of damage now coming out for the Jakiro as FBZ caught in the ultimate. He will fall. We'll see Yopaj. Let me see if they can set something up in return. Step over. Dagger slow onto Tiger. Allows them to take out the clock. Mars in, but the remnants are ready for Yopaj to create the distance between them. Another Dagger slowing down Amar. Big zip across from BZM as he's in on top of the Bane. Uphill miss here, causing some issues, but he's got enough to jump in. Still finish off the kill.
Great fight from OG. They just brought all the numbers, and now Yopaj should be okay.
He's low on the mana, BZM.
Rune spawning to DD.
Trying to get the pick up there on the room with the slight timing, but not quite managing to do so. Tricky one.
Aware of the interaction, so. OG bringing the numbers. Does cost them pretty much all of their ultimates there to get that set up and kill, but pretty much preventing all the damage on the tower. So a nice heads-up move is, again, getting aggressive. Hook shot available.
Oh, yeah, they know that Jackie wants to be farming this area of the map. Might settle for the easy kill of Tim's. A very, very easy one for BZM. He's in. Another kill here. And Jackie's heading over.
Whoa.
He's going to walk into a clockwork. Tiger. The catch there with a hook shot. Jackie needs help. He's going to get it. TP comes in.
Nice. He actually tried to push him back with the cogs. He did not quite just in front of him. But he gets him up there. They maybe get the Vortex and potentially have a better chance. But
be a lovely stack to take in. Seb just drops the Macropire down. They want to try and remove this from the game, take it away from Jackie. FBZ and Scam will attempt to push back OG though. So OG, they're not going to quite get away with taking all of this.
I don't think they should walk back into this one on OG. Yeah, all 5 heroes. Boom to secure it. Good pressure plays from OG though, forcing a lot of reaction, means space for Yuragi.
So I think the majority of those creeps were taken down, so a good amount taken away from Jackie.
Battle Fury still had a pretty decent timing. It's only brown boots, but for 3 deaths, I don't think that Jackie's going to be too mad about this timing on that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant
wards drop down.
Fortified.
Boom. I'll make sure they can secure this objective and get that money for Jackie to finish off that final sword. It's just going to be a question of... Yopaj, he's in and he's out, but BZM, he'll be the one to claim the root.
Another rune form. He's gotten, what, like, it feels like all of them, right? He got Arcane, the DD, the Haste, at least the last 3. Is that
Yuragi, careful. Getting a little low here, but he'll be able to finish off the Ancients fine.
It took him his whole HP pool to kill that. I think it was just a 2-stack as well.
Gets the job done though. He's back to base. He has got Horn at the ready. If the rest of his team's able to find some sort of setup, some action for him to get involved in.
Which I think ideally they still want to. They want to look to be a little more active. I know last game, I think they probably felt it as well too, that they needed to be a little bit more active around the map to slow down the farm of Jackie. Yeah, Jackie, he's got the Battle Fury done. So it does feel like OG, they still have to play pretty aggressive on the map. Because naturally, just the later the game is going to go, even though they have Spectre in late game, there's a break. You know, the PA is going to have that shard eventually. So definitely want to see OG just continuing to look for moves every time they can with the Storm.
Made another stack, and pretty much at the same time, OG, they're ready to get them to this triangle.
This is the right move. This is good.
They know that that Battle Fury's done and that this is the area that Jackie wants to be farming, and they're just not letting him have any of it.
Boom knows, though. Boom is reacting the right way, just bringing even more numbers.
Tiger. Going on FBZ, the Ice Path from the Macropire straight down onto FBZ as he's caught in the cogs and the burn of the Macropire. He should go down, and Nightmare buys him a bit of time, but he still falls. Jump onto the back lines, they take down Tim.
BZM.
Tim's going to buy back immediately. Yopaj. Flame Guard has come to an end. BZM is incredibly low. See if Yopaj can find him. He's trying to get in range of the Sleight of Fist. He's going to hit onto BZM, but it isn't quite enough damage to finish him off. But turns attention over towards Seb instead. Another Ice Path comes down, trapping Tim's. He'll turn and hold back the Spectre with the Shackle, but he's dying to the Eye of the Storm from Amar. As OG, they'll succeed in getting into this triangle. As Boom, they try and take the fight. They try and push back OG, but OG, they're powerful enough at this moment of the game to deal with them.
Amar's just too tanky, 1800 HP too, and they keep getting the initiation. That's the big thing too. The FBZ, he's having to kind of just panic and throw his spells up because he's getting burst down. Yeah, it's big plays coming out from OG, and they're identifying exactly what they need to do, which is perfect.
Yeah, and a good fight for Uragi to get involved, picking up some good gold and XP.
Man, it's a buyback too. That doesn't even win them the fight on the side of Boom. 14-8.
And they're just making sure that Jackie, it's going to be hard for him to get the time and space that he wants with that Battle Fury done on the PA.
And you can tell, like, FBZ's definitely feeling a bit of that pressure too. He's had the blink queued up after that armlet, but now he's just got an Ogre Axe, the Ogre Club on this Mars just to tank up a little bit more, just going for BKB because he's just getting fully focused.
I mean, he is, it's really down to Tiger, as you say. Just getting in, holding him in the cogs, Macropire follow-up from Seb. These two supports, regardless of how much HP FBZ has, they're killing him every single team fight. Back in action, Tiger. He has been found out on his own.
But it's 5 heroes in the area to bring him down. Well, 4 to bring him down. The 5th one just close. It's right around Roche, though. Serpent Wards are available. Boom was thinking about it.
Oh?
Well, maybe finding a big catch, though. He has BKB.
Grip's not up for a couple of seconds. That's the Hex. They keep him locked down. They can't. Amar's able to put the BKB in. Now OG, they'll be ready to fight this. As Tim's and FBZ taken down, the rest of Boom having to run. BZM's in with the chase on a Yopaj. Yopaj is going for the TP out, but the Vortex is back up. As Amar gets another Skem, he'll manage to TP out inside of the pit. But with the 3 kills that OG pick up, it'll be their chance to move into the Roshan pit.
I think I'd have to see a replay of something that happened there. I think Tim's attacked the Razor. Because he hexed him.
He had the hex.
And I think he attacked him and he slapped himself from the Nightmare on the Shadow Shaman. I don't think they get the cleanup or anything. Maybe they get the kill on the Razor. I don't think they win the
fight.
fight.
If they had a little bit of a shackle, they would have had chance because the Fiend's Grip was up in 3 seconds.
I gotta see it again.
Fiend's Grip at this moment up in 8 seconds, soon to be online.
Yeah, so watch Tim's. He drops wards, he hexes, and then I think he attacks the Razor instead of shackling. Ready? See, he attacks, so now he's slept. So he can't get the shackle off.
It might have played out a bit differently indeed, yeah. Unfortunately, Tim's getting tripped up there by the Nightmare.
Unsure if it would have won them the fight, but they maybe at least get the kill on the Razor like we're mentioning. And now, Hunt back up.
Hey, Uragi's ready to go. He's trying to get in onto Tim's. FBZ will be able to hold him back with the arena. See, BZM, he's ready to full commit. Gets caught out by the Hex, but he has, of course, got the Aegis. So even if he goes down, he's going to be ready for a second round. Tiger in for the side with a hook shot over towards Tim's. Fiend's Grip from Skem, holding back Amar, but Amar is able to get out, get that BKB off, turns over towards Jackie with the Link. Jackie trying to jump to safety, but the Link persists. As Amar stays on top of the PA, Jackie goes down. As they're really struggling with the fights at this point, Boom. They need time and space for the PA. They're just not quite ready to fight 5-on-5 this game at this moment.
OG just keeps running at them. They're not giving them any time to reset as BZM slept up.
He's going to be fine. It's going to be Skem going down. Uragi sweeps across, gets another. BZM ready to dive in deep. Tim's turns with the Hex to the Shackle. And we'll be able to take him out. In fact, okay, he's dead, but ultimately it's still just another cleanup for OG.
Yep.
At this point now, with the fact that Uragi's surviving, picking up the kills, BZM does not mind giving his life for that.
Yeah, and out of nowhere, I just saw a mech pop, and I'm like, who the hell has a mech? Seb actually has one. I don't know if it ended up saving anyone there, but a little bit more that Boom just can't deal with. It's more and more HP, and they already don't have the damage a lot of these times. They are starting to crumble a little bit. I'm definitely seeing a bit of the pressure getting to Boom. FBZ missed the spear on the respawn of the Storm, which allowed them to continue the chase and a couple other things, but great fights from OG. Really understanding how aggressive they need to be.
Yeah, it's just very, very hard for Boom to take right now. They need at least for that next item or so on Jackie before he can really stand a chance against this aggression that OG's running them over with.
It feels like they need a lot, right? It just feels like BKBs need to be out on all 3 cores.
Yep.
Feels like OG's just doing such a good job of controlling with both the Jakiro and the Clockwork, really. They're doing excellent. Seb level 12. Taiga, Sacrificial Lamb, level 9.
There it goes.
How close are they to BKB? Okay, Ember, pretty close.
They're very close.
FBZ on his way. Same thing for Jackie. So they will get a pretty good timing of the 3 BKBs.
And then, yeah, that will give them a pretty solid opportunity. If they get the 3 BKBs out, then there's a high chance, if they get any sort of lockdown onto BZM from the supports, that they'll have the opportunity to just fully commit in into him and kill him off whilst he's locked down.
Mm-hmm. And then it's just like, it's going to give FBZ like just an easier time of picking and choosing. Because I saw in a couple of these fights, like things are hectic. Like
he has to throw out spells immediately.
He just has to throw the spear, and sometimes like a battery assault trips him up or something. If he has BKB, he'll be able to pick and choose his targets easier. Still, fights will be difficult because it's been OG able to get the majority of the initiations because they have Clockwork Storm. They have the vision advantage from Spectre. While on the side of Boom, because of FBZ's build, it's greedier. They don't have that natural initiation on their team.
Never refuse her.
A little bit of breathing room here that Boom will be very, very grateful for. Might be about to come to an end once more, though. As OG, they're ready to pounce in the mid lane. Well, they hold back. BZM not wanting to commit for FBZ. Arcane Rune will be in the bottle, ready to pop for the next move.
I love all these three-letter names. FBZ, BZM. Yeah, Boom, you can say buying time, right? They're still playing together, but looking to just finish up these BKBs. Jackie now walking into a couple OG heroes.
They got his BKB though.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Look at towards Tiger, but Tiger looking towards them. He turns, goes in straight away onto FBZ. FBZ drops the arena down, but they're both dead almost immediately. We'll see Jackie has to put the BKB to survive here under his tier 2 tower. As they look to run him down, he's up to the high ground. Hex is there to punish BZM on his aggressive dive. Jump across for Yopaj. He has the chains to follow, but they got the damage to bring down BZM. They do. As BZM will fall, OG, they've found themselves inside of Boom's base. They're kind of getting away with it as they take down a third kill. Amar now godlike. Tiger incredibly low. One more round of a dagger or Sleight of Fist should get him. There's the crit on the dagger. Will take him down. Now OG, they're probably going to think about backing out of the base now. Seb having a bit of a smile on him there. As a rather deep position that OG get themselves into. But once again, other than really the BZM death, they kind of get away with it. Uragi, he's surviving, continues to pick up more action.
Yeah, great relentless play still. Is I think Seb maybe was making a call during this, like, guys, go top or something, because he's solo pushing top as the Shakiro, and his young guns are just diving
just into the base.
That was pretty funny, and they're tipping him, so, I mean, there's definitely something that's going on there. It's pretty funny. Greaves now finished up on Seb, and yeah, still feeling OG just in a very controlling position this game. Almost a Scotty now finished on the Spectre, so even though this PA we kept mentioning has potential to break and all this, Spectre's starting to get a bit too big.
I mean, have we got him going for the shard next, Jackie after the BKB, or what's he want?
He's trying to get his own item first, the Deso.
So indeed, more time needed for Boom. And then one thing, of course, with those dives from OG, it does mean that Boom, they don't lose a tier 2 tower in the mid quite yet. That still stands.
Yep. They did lose the tier 2 top, though, because of Seb with that push. And just will these now, it's like, will the BKBs all be enough? Because 2 of them are done. I think FBZ's is about to be finished. Yep. But the Spectre, like this Scotty is going to make a big difference, too, because he's going to be able to stick on these BKB targets a lot easier.
Yeah, Uragi's just been having a great game. 6-0-12.
Flawless.
Very much proving that Spectre still has their place here.
I like how KDA sometimes just doesn't tell the tale at all, too. Because Taiga's 1-8 this game, but for me, he's kind of feeling a little bit like MVP because just all the plays that he's been able to make, even with his funny little jetpack into hook shot there. He's the one who started the fight and got them 2 kills.
No, absolutely. He's been the one that's really been limiting what FBZ's been trying to offer. He's been making FBZ's game very, very hard. And as we've seen, FBZ, an incredible player on the Mars. It takes quite a lot to be able to shut this man down.
Yeah, just really good identification of what to do in these team fights. Taiga, Amar. And Seb with the macro pyre so far. Yopaj.
Look at the ice path.
He's got back up. Constant rocket vision also from Taiga.
Deso's nearly done. I mean, Jackie still keeping in a really good farm, level with that of OG's 2 top cores right now, Uragi and Amar. And PA, very much one of those heroes that, as the game goes on, if the items are there, suddenly heroes are dying to a couple of hits.
She definitely could still do it.
Absolutely. They may be down 7k, but that sort of leads, sort of managed to stayed pretty stale for quite some time. And you know, ultimately, it's going to come down to sort of the late game power of the PA versus a Spectre. We'll really get to truly see who wins that war this game.
There's smoked. Boom's. I think Boom is starting to feel a bit strong. That's close to 100 gold off.
One comes out immediately here. They're in onto FBC. He got the arena off. He's able to put the BKB, but he won't, of course, be able to survive surely throughout this physical damage. He goes down over to the side. BZM was able to take down the Bane. He's going to look towards Yopaj now, but the BKB off there straight away.
It's too much chaos for Boom to deal with.
I mean, Tim's, he's dropped the Serpents. He's managed to trap Tiger, but Tiger's out with the jetpack. Ice Path, Macropire down underneath the tier 2. Yopaj, he's in trouble. He tries to get a Remnant out, but the slows are too much. As OG run him over, Tims. He's going to look for the TP out. They've got ways to stop it. They don't. Tims lives. And Jackie, also still alive, didn't yet have to use the BKB in this fight. Amar very close towards him, though.
Uh-oh. Jackie.
Oh, BKB ready to pop. He can look to take some kills here with him. He can get Tiger, but can he get out? He's got Skem by his side, jumps across, but Yuragi ready to chase him down with the dagger slug. They need help. They need an out. Tims. He heads over, gives another chance here for Jackie to jump to safety. Now Tim's maybe looking to re-engage. Manta popped. The illusions will be forced over towards him. Holding back the Shaman, and there's a chance to get back in with a grab. And Jackie survives. Desolator should be done now.
And even though this is the fight where Boom is like, okay, we have our BKBs, we're looking to fight, the Hunt stops everything, right? The Hunt like kind of puts all of them in a little bit of panic and disarray. FBZ gets isolated.
I mean,
Amar
Boom's stepping in. They're stepping up on this.
They're gonna keep trying, okay. I mean, this is a very tough fight.
They do have Desto on the PA. Now, it's a lot of damage. BKB in the arena, popped down from FBZ. Controls Seb and Yuragi for now, but Yuragi turns towards him with the illusions. FBZ's got to run. Amar pots the BKB, but FBZ's BKB comes to an end. BZM zips across, catches Skem. So turns towards Yopaj, but this time he has the Remnant at the ready. He's going to need another soon. As BZM's chasing, the chains hold him back. BKB's back up from Yopaj. Amar steps over towards Jackie. Jackie looks to jump over towards Tims. They hold back the Razor with the Hex, but Tims, he'll get left behind. Jackie and Yopaj are the only two left alive. Tiger's going in deep. He's going to dive in underneath the tier 4 tower. It's going to work. As Yopaj is down, Jackie, the last one left alive. As once again, OG diving in deep, getting these kills, and not getting punished at all. Everybody alive.
Yeah, they're playing so well. And the other thing is, too, is like Boom is picking fights. I guess because they have this one obs ward that they've placed down there, but OG has such commanding vision over there, and with the advantage they have, it's easy for them to fight. When FBZ goes for this type of play, Yuragi's just like, okay, it's like 2,000, 3,000 HP Spectre. He just mantas and turns and hits him. Too chaotic, and BZM continuing to do an excellent job of just dealing with the backline too during all this haunt. So just messing with the support so much. As a regen rune, so he's gonna have full mana, and they get the Roche with that shard. Who's he gonna give the shard to? Is he gonna use it himself?
I take it himself, right?
Sure, why not?
This time round, OG, they will have the creeps coming in, so they're not looking to necessarily dive the heroes. They'll be ready to hit on the objectives. We'll see how good Boom's high ground defense is.
What else did we get picked up? Amar, he picked up his shard. We've got the Forked Lightning when he gets attacked as well, too. So lots more damage that's going to be coming out. And Amar is dealing probably the most damage in the game, just sticking inside of the arenas. He's always killing this Mars. And now if they hit him back, they're going to get hurt even more. Kind of cool pickup. And Yuragi's about to have an Ags done, too, so the frequency of kind of like these haunts is just going to keep happening. I think it's just going to get harder and harder for these poor supports on Boom.
Tiger. He's going to look to get the jump in onto Tims. Yuragi's ready to head over and help out, but Tims is able to get the spells off. Will allow them to trade and take out Tiger in return. You see them diving in deep once again. They're up into the base. They'll take out a second support, finding Skem.
Two fights going on.
I mean, FBZ's trying to make it back to base, but OG, they're sort of hanging around his own base. They stay around it. Jump forward here from Jackie, but he's having to use the BKB to run. As Amar, he's just charging them down past the barracks. A buyback will come out from Tims, but they've lost FBZ. Lotus thrown out onto BZM, keeping him safe as Tims. He fought back for this one. BZM turns, takes him down a second time. Jackie jumps over towards Yopaj. Another buyback comes out. OG, they are continuing to dive very aggressively under the tier 4s. It will cost them Amar's life. Yuragi getting low. Jackie jumps over towards Seb. Jackie's able to get another kill out of this one. They have the sleep set up onto the Spectre. As Yuragi, can he escape this? He's going to miss the spear. He still goes down the once. See if they can take him out a second time. FBZ moving into position. They've got the grip as well. See if they can offer the damage there. In with the break. Jump forward with the remnants. Yuragi in trouble. He'll turn with the dagger. Pots the Mantis Style. He's still alive.
No way.
He's actually going to get away. They couldn't quite kill him. Yuragi will live. And now BZM is ready to look to clean things up. As FBZ trapped in the cogs. Tiger will continue to play around with him. Jackie's going to jump back in. Look to get the kill on Tiger. Okay, he does get it. Jackie, BKB's back up in 5 seconds. Jackie's going to be fine. In fact, he might go back in.
But
Yuragi, he's going to actually be able to finish him there.
Oh my. Both of the spears from FBZ don't hit the Spectre, and that actually allows him to get away, reset, come back in. Could have maybe seen a couple more kills for the PA Jackie to clean up, but one of the few times I've actually seen FBZ really getting tripping up on his Mars.
Yeah, they've been getting into his head this game.
Yeah.
And made it a tough one for FBZ here in game 2.
Relentless aggression, though,
They
from
just
OG.
don't stop. I mean, you see the smiles on them. They're having great amounts of fun here with the fights that they're bringing.
They're all quite rich this game, too, except for Taiga. As you know, as usual, he tends to be a little bit more at the bottom, but they're so rich that it feels a lot easier for them to go for these super aggressive plays. Like Amar, look at his itemization. This Lotus that he's been throwing out of the teammates. Seb with Greaves, Vlad's a lot tankier than I feel like they would traditionally feel. It's all
But
gold
the base still stands.
Base still stands.
You know, they may be getting all of these kills, and they clearly feel quite confident with the smiles on their faces, but boom, the base is being defended. Yeah, albeit with their lives being given away in return. But the tier 3s still stand. Boom, they've still got some fight in them here.
Yeah, there was a chance there. If Jackie, if they get the kill on the Spectre, they maybe even get the kill on the Storm, and then the PA perhaps is alive and with another finish full item, could have been a totally different game. But OG, with some incredibly aggressive moves, paying off. Yeah. BZM 25 now too. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a pretty interesting one, I guess. Taking that Desolate damage. Yeah, didn't really see that one.
Smoke time from Boom.
See what they get.
They're going to find Tiger.
We'll find
There's
two.
the horn out immediately. Tims and Scam, they've got to be the ones to back off. Zip forward, but Tims is able to get the Hex off onto BZM. Doesn't matter. BZM still able to put the BKB. Yopaj, he's going to be ready to jump out himself. He's got the Remnant at the ready. Yuragi's going to look to chase him down. Yopaj needs help. He holds back the Spectre with the chains. FBZ tries to control them with the arena, but BZM zips in straight onto Yopaj, brings down the Ember. FBZ also to fall.
Perfect fight. Everyone went for the right target. BZM jumps the Bane. Amar junks the PA, has a full link on him, forces BKB. PA can't fight. Literally perfect identification from OG from which targets each player is supposed to go on. It's now time to close it up, I think.
Jackie. Once he got him, he can just watch from the sidelines. Wait at least for his 2 supports to come back up. Ideally the other 2 cores, so they're going to have to let at least 1 Seb, almost certainly 2.
They're going to keep going, though. These Greaves, everyone back up to full HP. Seb gets hit by a big dagger.
And Boom, very much feeling that they're going to have one last shot at trying to hold back OG. And already Tiger is in with a hook shot, looking towards Scam.
BZM has a fresh Ags now on this Storm, too.
10 seconds until Yopaj is up. As OG, they'll give a little bit of respect here to Boom respawning. And back off after taking a second melee racks.
Could be a little bit of a fake back.
That's true,
They
they might
have
be.
this Ags on the Storm.
BZM. Here we go. In with the zip. Able to get the 2 of them here with the vortex grab. Schem gets taken out. Turns out over towards Yopaj. Remnants at the ready. Yopaj pokes back with the steering chains. FBZ pushes back Tiger with the spear. Jiragi's in with the horn onto FBZ. FBZ pots the BKB. Does get the arena off. They are caught underneath the tier 4s. FBZ, he'll try and live, but BZM in again with another vortex. Takes him down. The Mars will fall. Amar linking in onto Jackie. Jackie turns with the dagger. Has to jump up towards the fountain. as OG bullying Boom back to the fountain at this stage.
These jumps from BZM are beautiful. I mean, what a game from him, really. 17, 3, and 20.
That's OG with another successful fight. They're on towards their tier 4s. Getting close to the point where they've had enough fun here and they're ready to close up the game. As the 2 towers taken out in the mid, the Ancient exposed. Up towards the fountain, still continue to play around with Jackie. Yuragi, he's ready to try and finish it. Yopaj caught in the ice path, he gets taken out. Boom, dying in the fountain, no more defense to be had here as GG is called. OG will be able to punch back in game 2, and quite a punch back indeed. So both games, either team showing us the kind of some carry action that we've not been seeing a lot of. Game 1, Boom, they pull out the Ricky, looks fantastic. This game, Yuragi, he turns up with the Spectre. I believe flawless on the KDA, doesn't even die the once.
Yeah, really solid game, honestly, from OG. You can see the Boom where I think a lot of things just kind of crumbled for them really quick. A lot of like unforced errors because OG playing so aggressive. I don't think that Boom expected that. A lot of times I feel like they just were getting caught off guard. The last game, I feel like they had this super dominant vision advantage where they always seemed to know where they wanted to fight. This one, things just fell apart really fast. It was OG knowing exactly how to set the pace, playing aggressive around those Ancients, and Boom attempting to protect the Ancients, but losing those fights every single time over there.
No, absolutely. OG choosing the exact right times to get in into the faces of Boom. And Boom, you know, for sort of the net worth deficit they were playing with, they did have some great chances of trying to bring the fights back together. But yeah, as we saw, Yuragi in particular, 13-0-27. They just couldn't deal with the Spectre. The sort of shard, the break mechanic from the PA, at that point of the game, just not enough. He had so many items, so much farm, that you were just never killing him.
Yeah, all 3. I mean, he was also the only one that was really very farmed at all on that team, too. It's like the Ember Spirit, Yopaj got pretty addressed. It was actually one of the rougher games I've ever seen from Yopaj and FBZ on 2 of their signature heroes. OG really got their number this time around.
Did sort of from the early start, those 2 deaths in the mid. You knew it was going to be a tough one for the lads on Boom. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. With game 2 done and dusted, the series comes to an end 1-1 here between OG and Boom.
Thank you very much, Odie Pixel and Fogged. Indeed, a tied series between OG and Boom, and what a fantastic action-packed game 2 we just watched. We're going to try to break all of that down and talk to one of the winners after this. tie for Boom, and OG, of course, making the comeback there after the loss of the first game. I must say, this was a fantastic series to watch, and the second game, action-packed all the way. It was OG running at Boom non-stop, and it seemed to be something that Boom did not really know how to deal with. Very exciting game. I'm here with T-Gov and Jenkins. And Jenkins, what would you make from game number 2 here?
That was a cool game. There's a lot to talk about. Seb, his build was sweet. Jakiro, he went Vlad's Greaves, which is a bit strange, but he's playing up against the PA, so he's just trying to survive with that armor. I think also both of those items in general are very strong for grouping up and doing the apes strong together sort of play style that OG is famous for, especially the previous versions of OG. The Storm, 5 null talismans. He was backpacking his BKB, keeping those null talismans available, even backpacking the Aghanim Scepter and just doing these like crazy fountain zips. That fight where Yuragi was about to die on the Spectre a few times, and he does the base zip to cancel the grip. It is like, that's got to hurt for FBZ, man. Yeah. That's got to hurt.
I mean, I think both FBZ, we heard our commentator say it at the end as well, both FBZ and Yopaj had a little bit of a rough game. And I think for Yopaj especially, the first blood, that was painful, T.
Yeah, it was painful. And this is the type of game from OG where it makes Spectre look like a banging hero, because throughout the entire game, he presses Haunt, he sees both supports. There's either a Clock or a Storm jumping them. There's
Spectre Storm, yeah.
Yeah, they're dead or they're out of the game, right? It's like a classic. And then on top of that, you also have your lanes going well, you're running over them. So every time you have Haunt, you're instantly being able to use it, get kills. And because of that, there's never that moment in the game where you're like, we gotta wait for Spectre, Haunt. We can't really make a move, right? It felt like Haunt never was off cooldown. It was like perma being used. But that's off of the back that OG, they got to hit their rhythm in this game. They weren't shut out like they were in game 1.
No.
And it was dominant.
And they were smiles all the way as well. One of the bigger smiles came from Taiga, who Tsunami is with right now.
Look at that big smile. She's absolutely right. And of course, you should be smiling. It's been a good first day for you. 2-0 against Beast Coast, splitting against Boom Esports. Most pressing question I have is, what's it like having Seb as a support duo? How's that feeling for you?
I think it's quite a unique moment and emotions to develop. It's like you don't really get Seb playing post 5 ever in your life, right? Like this is a big, huge opportunity to learn from him. And it also like I'm also very impressed about our performance so far. It's like Seb just arrived today, and 1 hour before he's supposed to play, and he's already ready. Yeah, so I'm actually pretty surprised.
I mean, the results have speaking for themselves so far, at least on day 1. What was your preparation for day 1? Have you been targeting Beast Coast and Boom specifically because you knew that they were going to be your opponents, or is it the general approach for your entire 7.31C tournament run so far?
I think we prepared, like at least shout out to Misha and Chu. I think even if they're not here, we talk a lot with them. They're doing some paperwork for us, some like show us like what's the best.
Yeah, well, so I was curious about that. So you guys were on the phone after game 1 and game 2, like immediately after. Is that Chu or Misha that you're talking to, or both of them?
Mostly Misha, but I'm sure Chu is behind, like making sure that he's saying the right things. So I need to give shout out to them because they're working. Like even though our drafter is not here, our draft is actually still good enough to play Dota.
And then, I guess. Again, I'm immensely curious about Seb because I was able to hear the beginning of the motivational speeches. You were boot camping in Portugal for quite a while. Throughout Season 1, Season 2, even watching True Sight, do the Seb speeches make a difference? I gotta know.
I think Seb's speeches are the best, man. If you would need to pay good money to get him to give you a good speech. Like this guy, after each game, he will give you a good speech, reset, and then your mind is already somewhere else, and you start winning.
I mean, if this dude ever retires, then I guess he could become a motivational speaker, but that's not happening because he just keeps playing Dota, and he keeps winning, and he's winning it with you guys. Taiga, congratulations on a successful first day of the groups, and we'll send it back to Shiver.
Thank you very much, Tsunami and Taiga. And yeah, I would like some motivational speeches before panels, perhaps. You know, anybody want to volunteer?
I went for pubs, you know. When you're like 0-12 in pubs and you probably shouldn't play that 13th game,
yeah.
Ring up Seb real quick.
I think Seb's motivational speeches in pubs are maybe demotivational. I think that's a different story.
They are definitely working on the big stage here. And we can take a look at the results so far because Group A done for the day. We're going to, of course, shift to Group B after this one. But let's take a look because, spoiler alert, well, it's too late. It's already on the screen. But right as we ended, this is not entirely updated because T1 did just win. They should have 2 points right now, and EG lost. So it was actually spoiler-free until I spoiled it anyway.
Spoiler!
T1 won 2-0 against EG. So EG ending at a 0-4. The only team so far that has done that in T1. They only played one series. T1 and Tundra both only played one series. They both won against, actually both against EG here as well. Overall, first day of Group A, T, what stood out to you most?
I'll probably say, I think Tundra, just their 2-0 was really impressive. And also, even though we didn't see it on the mainstream, T1's victory in both of the games, it was fun to watch. Like game 1, it's like a Roshan contest, you get that. They take what was like a 2K lead for them, blow it up into 18K. And in like this game,
they were behind 18K or so.
Yeah, I think they're down by 10K, 15K, and then they go back in. So again, we didn't see it on the mainstream, but the fact that we are seeing just, you know, Tundra do well, T1 do well in their single series, I'm excited to see more from them.
Yes, I'm also, I must say, for T1, I did not personally believe too much in the position 1 win range, but it worked out.
Anything can work.
Anything can work.
Sure.
That's what we started the day with as well, with the words of AY. What stood out to you most, Jenkins?
Honestly, just SCA. Like, every major, it's like, I feel like people say, it's like, this is going to be SCA's major. This is going to be SCA's major. It's looking pretty good so far, because from doing research and looking at the replays, like, I felt like Fnatic was looking like a really strong team for this major. Maybe like a dark horse, because I know everybody's talking about Boom this, Boom that. Like, they're the best SCA team. And to be fair, I mean, they look amazing. They look fantastic.
They just flew in today, mate.
They just flew in today. But I also think people are underrating Fnatic too. And we haven't even seen them play. And T1 and Boom are both doing very well.
And Fnatic is actually also playing up against Team Spirit in the next series. It's going to be exciting. Of course, Group A is very exciting. All the teams stopped here. But guess what? The same thing can be said for Group B. And we're only halfway through the day. There's so much more Dota to come your way for Group B. And we're going to let Pyrian take over here. And he'll guide you through the rest of the action for the day. So stay tuned. More Dota after the break.